Hello, hello. Hey, Chef Alton. You have claimed first. All right, it is Tuesday. We just work on the mornings and Tuesday, or at least stream on the mornings. I think I think there are a couple of things I want to do that are ability related today. Let me take a look at what we've got here. Huzzah! Yeah, this storage is a kind of a premium. You're not guaranteed to get those. Yeah, I don't know what to do about this yet. Yeah, so let's get rid of those for now. That's probably fine, and that's probably fine. Yeah, let's do that stuff. I'll put this into the idle observation section, although they're not really that idle anymore. Hey, Flare. Okay, so what I'm leaning toward for this is to have the abilities take in a bool is challenge mode and then fetch for the right values and descriptions. I don't want to have to do this multiple times, though. So we could pass in the town and then get whether we're in challenge mode from that. But I guess we'll do that when we find that we need it. Yeah. All right, let's get started on this. So let's make sure we're on main. Git checkout dash B improve challenge mode dash 2. Branch naming 101 with Adam Learns Live. Okay, so now player or base ability, I guess needs to take in whether we're in challenge mode. Yeah. I've been outside in so long. What if we got a major update and I could get views on the way? Like the roads are above you and penguins are like flying past your head, spitting fire. That has happened to me a couple times. It turns out I was dreaming. Okay, so where do we take in the ability thing? Get ability to description tooltip. This is not what we need. The thing that we need is here. Get tooltip and get description. Yeah. Okay, so bool is challenge mode. We actually could just fetch this. In fact, some things... Okay, you know what? Maybe I should do that. Gameplay mode? Yeah, we could just fetch this from here. I don't even need to pass anything extra in. Okay, you know what? That is what I'm going to do. On second thought, maybe we should just access this for now. Yeah, only a couple of abilities even need this anyway. Okay, so we wanted to change the slime hunger thing. Where even is that? Faster hunger, here it is. The problem, I guess, is that if we ever want to change the max level, so like let's say we wanted 2 more levels in challenge mode. I wonder how we do this. Hey, Lana, welcome in. Yeah, I guess we wouldn't. I guess then we would have different abilities. Oh, I see. You're not a real person. hmm. Is challenge mode fetch from their descriptions? Yeah, we wouldn't be able to have different levels or abilities if we did this. I guess we could split it to like max level in challenge mode. I'm still trying to think of the best way to do this. So like we have get hunger multiplier somewhere, right? Yeah, and it's used from one place. And we need this to pull from the right ability based on whether or not we're in challenge mode. I don't like any of the solutions here. And we probably will want to add different levels at some point. Let me think about this some more. Have the same icon, just different max level. Okay, so what if, where's max level fetched from? Because possibly sometimes we access it from this. No, I don't think we ever do. So we always access it from player ability. And there should be a max. I guess it's passive, which inherits from base, which has max level. And this just pulls it in from the ability data. All right, does not happen often there. Huh. Purchase skill button is at max level. Ability level greater than max level. Max level is get the abilities max level. Yeah. Hmm. Hey, Kevin. All right, I'm still just trying to figure out how best to do this. What if we inherited from this and we had a challenge mode version? And what it did is it passed in, I guess this is what we need to do though, is make challenge mode versions. Okay, so whenever we need to change the levels, when that happens that we want to change a level, we would just need to make another ability. We could maybe just inherit from the base ability, e.g. this and challenge mode. They would need to have different IDs. And then the thing that wait, would they need to have different IDs? Yeah, this is, oh man, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I should probably just code one of these and see what it would be like to do this. I haven't needed it yet, but the basic idea is this. We've got these numbers here. Let's say for challenge mode, I wanted it to have one extra number. Like, how would we do that? And the max level is set to be the number of things that we have here minus 1. So if we just wanted to be in challenge mode, then there'd be a different max level based on whether or not we're in challenge mode. And yeah, I'm just not certain how I want to do this. Either every ability knows about challenge mode, which I guess it has to know anyway, so that it knows where to pull these values from. So like, I don't have any changes right now, do I? No, I don't. In fact, let's check this in. Add UID files. Okay. So what I was thinking is we have like hunger bonus regular mode and hunger bonus challenge mode. And then we have a check somewhere, like here, we say list float bonuses, bonus list or whatever is title screen dot gameplay mode is challenge mode. So there's some thing here that lets us do this, and we either pull from challenge mode or regular mode, and then we just pull from the bonus list. So this would work, and we do the same thing down here. So this would work. If all we needed were different values, that's how we could do this. And I think that's very simple. But if we also need to change the max level, I guess it can't be that we have a static max level. We need to fetch it based on what the mode is. So we'd have a get max level function, I guess. Doing anything to celebrate day 200? No, I don't think so. It's just going to be a normal day. We don't have the luxury of being able to celebrate things. But also, I don't really, I've done some celebrations before. They're like 10 minutes of me just being like, well, that was fun. Is there anything you had in mind? I guess the only time we've ever done something different is like I'd start a Minecraft server or something. Gotta close 200 GitHub issues. And then just delete the GitHub repo. This is public int. I guess what we could do is we could make an override for this. Yeah. We could turn max level base ability dot max level into a virtual property, and the derived class can override it if it's challenge mode. Man, yeah, I guess that's what we'd have to do. All right, well, let's get to this thing. These counts do need to be the same. You know what? No, let's try something out. Let's have this be here, and then let's just double all these numbers. Or no, let's not even double them. Let's do that. So it'll immediately jump to 80%, and then actually no, let's start like that. Okay, so now there's a different amount of numbers for these things. And I'm going to do exactly what I said I was going to do, which is in base ability, we're going to make this virtual. And then I'm going to override this here. To do this. And this will be 3, otherwise 4. I'll just hard code it for now. And then this technically should just be static. Right, but this is static at build time. This would be static at runtime. Yeah, I see. With just the 200. Gonna be hard to get those on short notice. Alternatively, I guess we have 2 different pieces of data here. No, we just have 2 different abilities at that point. Although I think we're gonna have the same problem with the display name. It's static at build time right now, but we're eventually gonna need to change it based on what language you're in. And we don't have a way of doing that either. So basically the only things that would stay the same here are the icons and the ability IDs. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it would be. Yep, I think that's it. So I think we would delete this from here because this is pointless. We could set this to 0 or something and it just shouldn't matter at all. Property should not follow a method. All right, now we go try this out. Does this just work? If it does just work, then that's one of the sort of proofs that this is a good idea. There are some reasons why this may not be a good idea, but yeah, let's see. All right, choose town perks. We need to, I'm not gonna do this. I'll just go delete everything else. Faster hunger is what we want. So in the town challenge mode stuff, let's stop seeding any perks. And then let's have the only perk choice be faster hunger. So we're gonna turn all those off and turn faster hunger on and try that out. Hey, Ramy. Just managed to collect his 100,000th channel point. Bought his VIP role. You're so happy. That's when I 300k to un-VIP. Oh, that's... I think the fact that this person has an un-VIP is the problem. But yeah, that would make me upset. Yeah, that would definitely make me upset. All right, so 40, 80, 120. Is this working? I guess we wouldn't be able to tell. What we could do is we could set these to like crazy values here. So maybe like 2.4, 2.8, 3.2. Oh, worked on it? Okay, yeah. I was going to say, I'd like stop watching the streamer at that point. That VIP badge means everything. All right, so we need the garbage slime. It should be getting faster, like super noticeably fast. I think that's way faster than normal. It's actually a little bit hard to tell. So let's feed it some stuff. Yeah, it's rising a lot faster. Now let's click this and get it one more time. And now that shouldn't be possible anymore. It thinks it is. That's a problem. It's probably going to break as soon as I do that. Yep. So why doesn't it know what the max level is supposed to be? Town generator. It's checking here if this is less than the max level. This is virtual. So it should be calling into this, which should know that it is challenge. Oh, these are one too high. Whoops. Okay, yeah, never mind. That's my bad. I hard-coded numbers and I hard-coded the wrong numbers. I forgot there's supposed to be a -1 there usually. Okay, so that should fix that problem, right? We can get to that level. We can get to the next level. Yeah. And I know about the bug that I just encountered there. I gotta fix that. So I think that's working. And now we go over to here in a new game. And we do this. It thinks it's at max level. That's not good. That's definitely not good. That means that this isn't being called? Let me try that again. What is happening? This should be 3. Yeah, it is 3. But then why is this maxed out? Strange. Let's save the game. I don't even know what I'm searching for here. I guess it's faster hunger. 99. I don't even have the ability. Huh. Hey, I'll go dev. I'm doing well. I am trying to figure out a problem here that this thing says that it's maxed, but I haven't put any points into it at all. I think I know what's happening. I think it's pulling this 0 in, but I don't know where this would be getting fetched. We're passing it in a player ability, but then data.max level is never used here. We never use it here. We only use it in this. Max level. Yeah, it only shows here, but this is virtual. And I overrode it here. Huh. Huh, indeed. Okay, let's put a breakpoint there. And let's do ability data.max level equals 0. Alright, so now if we do that, that gets hit. The base class never gets hit. What is happening? Yeah, what is happening? Or maybe it couldn't evaluate it? Huh. Okay, well, let's go into purchase skill button, I guess. Max level. Oh, it's oh my god. Okay, that's a problem. It's pulling it from the... Wait, what is happening here? We have a faster hunger ability. And we're fetching that and then getting the max level. It should be based on whether or not we're in challenge mode, huh? Hey, Ate. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Alright, text is ability level. Is at max level and disabled. Let's put a breakpoint here, I guess. We don't even have an update label though, do we? No. Maybe this will do it? This will probably get hit for like everything though. Where is this being called? Perks tree. Oh, maybe I did start a new game. Okay, yeah. All right. So what do I want to check here? Ability ID is just some random thing, right? Yeah, I want to check int ability ID equals 99. There we go. Okay, so the max level is presumably 0. Yeah. Why? Because we fetched its data. Oh my god. That's not how this should ever be done. How often do we do this? We do it for names of things. That's fine. Well, actually, that's probably not fine. That's probably going to have to change too. But yeah, how often do we do this and not fetch a display name? So if I just typed out display name and we just delete all of those lines, now we search for .get. We get the max level right there. We get the max level there. So those two. There's another one. Icon ID I don't care about. So we get the max level in a bunch of places. Do we get it from this thing too? Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. And we wouldn't be able to do this now? Or we need a different ID for these abilities? Okay. I am debating on what to do here. All abilities.get returns an ability data. We have a create ability. Oh, you know what? We just have an ability in here. We could just get that. Instead of doing get, I could have said like all abilities that get max level. And I guess that would have changed this. Then we would need to fetch max level from an ability, not from ability data. So all abilities.get ability ID.max level instances would have to change to all abilities.get max level, where get max level is defined as this. Okay, so that would work, but I wonder if this is a bad idea. Like, in the end, all I want to be able to do is change some values for challenge mode. And the most typical will be the numbers we have. And the most typical there will be changing the numbers or adding / removing some numbers. So maybe in regular mode, we have something like X, Y, Z. And maybe in challenge mode, we have something like X, Z, A, B or something. So we changed some numbers and we added some numbers. And by doing this, it changes what the maximum level is that we're going to have. So I talked about a bunch of different little ways we could do this. And one of the other things I'm kind of debating on is like, could we easily allow, the problem with making two separate abilities is that we have to make a special class that combines the common data. And then we need to fetch two different abilities. I don't like that idea. Yeah, I don't like this idea. I think we need the abilities to absorb this. And we have a way of doing it. So yeah, fine, let's write this out. Maybe we should never fetch this then. We should never just expose ability data. Like anything that ever tries using this outside of here is a mistake. Is that what I'm realizing? The problem is finding out who's using it. I mean, I guess we could search for get, but this is, yeah, all over the place. So we would change this to get display name. This would actually come from here. And then we would change, and this would be a string, I guess. And then we change this to an int, get max level. Max level. And then we don't do that. We do this here for now. And now that's going to break like a million different calls that we have. So all of these structures would change to get display name. There's probably a fast way to do this. Yeah, because we do this all over the place. Oh, man. All right, well, can we search for, I guess I could do this. All abilities I get dot star display name. Yeah. And then can we replace this? Can I get like a capturing group? I just need the ability ID. And I want to do all abilities. Get display name $1. Does that work? I'm just going to click replace and we're going to find out whether or not I made a gigantic mistake. Does it replace literally with $1? Okay, it almost worked. I messed something up. Can I Command Z all of that? I can, but then I need to save all these files. Which there, I just did that. Does this work now? Okay, good. So we really should have taken a look at what I did there. This is what I have. And that's because I tried replacing this with this. And what it started as is this. Started as this. Ended as this. Do I still need playtesters? Yeah, sure. Mostly what I'm looking for at first is just is the game fun? Searched for this and I replaced with this. Okay, so we have extra parentheses. So we don't want parentheses in our capturing group. So we need to do that and that. And then we have an extra period. Where did that period come from? Oh, the dot display name, like that. Okay, I think that'll do it. So now let's try replacing all of those. I think that worked. Yeah, I think that worked. So now if we try rebuilding, it's going to fail because there are 7 calls that I did not replace. And I think maybe 3 extra ones. So there might be like 10 errors here. And I expect there to be errors. And I get 8. I can just fix these now manually. So this is max level. Let's ignore the max level stuff for now. I'm trying to find any other remaining display name ones, which hopefully don't exist. So far they don't. That's icon ID. Okay, I did not write a get icon ID. I got to do that. All right, so icon ID, and yeah, that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. All right, where's the icon ID now? I lost it. There it is. Oh, it does show you a preview? Okay. Yeah, that would have helped. I got it pretty close, at least. All right, so you press F12 on this. We write a get icon ID. Come on. Oh, it doesn't exist, right? I deleted that. All abilities. So what is the icon ID? I think it's its own class. Yeah, it is. Okay, so get icon ID. All right, that's not going to change. And now we got to go find that, which I don't know where that is anymore. Skill button base. Yeah, here. All right, so this is just get icon ID. All right, so we have all the max level problems here, and changing these should be pretty simple. In fact, we should just be able to do that over and over. Yeah. And it should actually know how to do this, but I'm not going to wait for the AI to catch up. I guess we'll just put that on the clipboard, make it easier. Whenever it comes to changes like this, I always just hope I'm not making a huge mistake. I always kind of justify and say like, well, it's software. We can always we can always change it back if we want. This is going to be int max level. Why doesn't this thing know it's max level? It has it right there. Yeah, what? Why? What? That makes no sense. Shouldn't we just be able to say capitalize max level? Yeah. All right, I think that should work. And I think that does basically everything I wanted it to do. Not too shabby, I guess. So let's test it out. This is scaring me. Why is this taking so long? Oh, there it goes. All right, so if we go over to, let's get the garbage slime. I've never offered the garbage slime. Come on, give me the garbage slime. What, seriously? It's the last possible choice? All right. Well, there it is. Its hunger should be rising very quickly. And if we choose the town perk, we see it can go up even more than that. So now it's going up at 320% its normal rate. And if I grant a bunch of items and get this thing to be down to nothing, it should quickly shoot up beyond that. Yeah. So if I were to speed this up, yeah, it fills up its hunger super fast. Okay. So then I go to new game. This scares me. I don't know why that's taking so long all of a sudden. And why my change would cause that. So now its hunger should be rising very slowly. Yeah, wow, that's very slow. And then if we upgrade this. Man, it's like visibly lagging now when I click that. That's very bizarre. What would have caused that to happen? Well, it's like taking a really long time now. We used to get the ability data and then get the display name. I guess now because we're calling a virtual function and not just accessing constant data, but that shouldn't take that long. I guess I could profile this. But yeah, the only real change that I made should have been here. We used to get ability data, which I guess was a constant time lookup because of this, and then another constant time lookup to get something within it. Now the only difference is that these are properties. Although this property just fetches it from the ability data anyway. This does exactly what it used to do. This is not a problem. This is the problem, if anything. And maybe the real issue is this. I have a breakpoint there. So like every single time it's trying to access max level, it was running a conditional breakpoint. Let's see, does that fix it? Yeah, it does. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so we were asking the debugger to do something that is slow. Hey, Steger. Ooh, okay. So we've done it. We've done it. And that means that we could now change this. This is a pain. This is a massive pain. We had treasure room innate keys. Then we had innate rare keys and innate iron keys. And how did this... Oh, the descriptions actually changed. Maybe this one was worthwhile to change because there weren't just number changes. Although we could have still done this all in one class, right? I should probably prototype what that looks like. Because I think this is gross. It's not gross, it's just, it doesn't look great. All right, so the real question is, am I happy with how this looks? So now the max level differs based on whether we're in regular mode or challenge mode, but we can see the numbers right next to each other. I like this aspect, I think that's fine. I think this thing of fetching, this should be like private list, float, hunger bonus list. And then we just do this in each spot. And make this look a lot better. Yeah, there. Wait. That's not what I want to do. I want to make this be a property. So we're not storing it. Although it probably would have been a reference to the original one. But yeah, that should work. Okay, and the max level is always going to be this thing dot count -1. Yeah, so easy. Now we can't put that there because this requires non-static data. No, this technically can be static. It's only accessing static stuff. And we could put this here, just max level. That doesn't seem right. No, what is this pointing at? This shouldn't be valid code. This is static data pointing at a non-static thing. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why it hasn't marked it as an error. But that's fine. We could just set it to 0 and just say this will be overridden later. Alternatively, we could just do this. That would work. It just looks weird. It does make me think that this could be static as well. No, it doesn't make sense for... There's no way to override a static thing, is there? No, maybe there is. I don't know what I'm talking about. Can you have a static virtual function in C#? I think you can. Huh. In interfaces. Okay, no. So we can't do... Well, it's fine if we can't. I just thought it would be slightly cleaner code. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so the question is still, am I happy with this? And I think reasonably so. Would I want to change this thing? There'd be a different description based on whether we're in challenge mode. I guess having it all in one spot is pretty nice. Yeah. So then do I check in every single one of these changes? This does let us localize this in the future better. I'll even write this down. So, or maybe here's the wrong place. We probably wrote this somewhere when it comes to display name. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so update. I'm making a change for challenge mode so that we fetch a... I'll just write it here, base ability. You know what? I'll just commit this and then just link to the commit. I should still describe it. Base ability on max level is now virtual. That way we have to check at runtime any derived classes. We'll probably want to do something similar for display name. Guess you could define this in an iAbility interface and make base ability implement it. No, I don't think it's really necessary. In fact, I think we should just say this is -1 to indicate that we're going to fill this in later. Will be overridden. Overridden below. You know what? Let's do one other thing here. Let's go to base ability. Let's just make a protected const int max level deferred to virtual property. Yeah, so use this for the max level when the initialized when the static data isn't consulted. It's for when the number of levels, when the max level of an ability differs between regular mode and challenge mode. Yeah, that's, I guess, a little bit better. Faster hunger. So this would go here. At least it's clearer now what's going on. Okay, so the issue is I just made up some numbers here. I want these to be different, but I don't know what's balanced. So let's do that maybe. I actually think this should probably grow a little bit faster than that. So maybe like 50%, 100%, 150%, and 200%. So at a baseline, the slime gets hungrier faster. It's not a lot faster. And then at the max level, it gets hungrier much faster. Almost double what it used to be. In fact, I kind of wonder if there should even be another level beyond this. But let's leave it at this for now. And then we got to balance test this. So I should probably do a playtest run today. I'd also love to publish a new version today. Maybe I'll stream for a little bit longer than I thought. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. So playtest. See if the slime, I guess like try the slime spec and see if it's any better with the hunger changes. All right, let's go check this in. Let me just review my 69 different files I have to look at. Yeah, unfortunately, there's very little unique code to look at here, but finding it is going to be very tough. So we're just going to scroll through all of this because this all looks the same. Yeah, this is all the display name stuff. So we're just casually going through like 40 different files right now. And then we'll eventually find the different stuff at the bottom. Yeah, here. Yeah, this is looking good. Yeah, nice. This is fine. This is very not fine. This is the worst. We can't check this in. I'm glad I looked at this because I was tempted to just commit this. Would have made a big mistake. All right, so that file shouldn't be there at all. Yeah, now it's 68 files. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Looks good. That's not good. Yep. Okay, we found 2 problems. Okay, cool. Okay, so allow for differing ability max level values based on whether or not you're in challenge mode. The only ability that uses this right now is, what's it called? Faster hunger. And then what should I write here? This was accomplished by making max level be a virtual property and by checking to see if we're in challenge mode directly in the abilities themselves. This is so that all ability information and changes, all changes to an ability can be made in a single file rather than having to hunt down different IDs and users of the abilities. Not hunt down, but manifest different IDs and hunt down users of the abilities. Yeah. Okay, great. So now there's a bunch of cleanup we have to do as a result of this. Be a function that returns the value in the default implementation throws. I'll just copy paste this for now into here. Okay, what did I have to do to clean this up now? So innate keys probably needs to be changed. So this stuff is done. That's done. That's done. Pass a town is not done. That's not done. That is finished. That's done. All right. So change innate keys so that there's just one class. I think I did this somewhere else too, but I think it was needed for that. I think it was like more shop storage. Yeah, this one was needed. Because this is not a challenge mode thing. This is just the skill needs to modify 3 different shops. Okay, so let's address this in order. The next one is the Inferno probably needs to be more rewarding. All instance data. Where's the Inferno? Here it is. So the only unique thing we give you here, I guess, is an iron shield. No, we don't. That's not unique. Oh, the only unique thing then is the fire sword. Oh, wait, no, I did this wrong. Okay, hold on. We need... Wait, how does this work? Command-Shift-M doesn't go to the thing that I want it to go to? Huh. Select, matching. There we go. Guess I don't have a shortcut for that. All right, so Fire Sword only exists here. What about these things? Demon Helmet I know exists somewhere else. Cane I'm nearly positive does. Yeah, it does. Big Mana Potion does. Big Life Potion does. Anything else? Iron Shield does. And Breastplate. Okay, so the only two unique ones are these two. And they're just not worth enough, I guess. So maybe we should make more of those drop and less of the other stuff drop. Yeah, probably. And then make them cost more. But maybe only in challenge mode. How much is a Fire Sword? 24. Item ID dot Fire Sword. Let's raise it to 36. I think that's kind of crazy. And item ID dot Breastplate. Let's raise that to, well, what is it right now? 15. Oh man, yeah, we're definitely raising that. In fact, let's raise this one to 36. And well, it looks like it should be less expensive than a Fire Sword. Let's raise that to 30. All right, so we doubled the value of that, and we raised that by 50%. So now what we need to do is change the drop rates. So this should probably be like 2 to 6. And this should be 2 to 6. And then let's lower some of these other ones down to... So we just... It used to be 1 to 4, 1 to 4. So it was 2 to 8 before. And now it's 4 to 12. So the average went from being 5 to being 8. So we added 3 items. So we need to subtract 3 items from somewhere else. Probably shouldn't take it out of potions. Let's take 1 from here, and let's take... No, wait, let's take 2 from here, and 1 from here. Yeah. All right. Now what we should have done, which I did not do, what we should have done is do this. Debug print expected drop stats. Yeah, I don't have a call to that right now. Let's do that right here. So all instance data dot debug print. So this is going to tell us how much money we should expect to get by beating the Inferno, assuming you sell every item and don't have any upgrades. And it says this stuff. And now what we do is we revert everything. Ugh. Is there an easy way to do that from here? No. Man, I want to stage only 2 of the files. I guess we could just comment out what I did. No, we can't. Fine. We'll just do this then. Git stash. And then in town, we'll put that code back in. And that's it. I guess this didn't take long. I should have thought of how best to do this if it was only going to take like 30 seconds anyway. And we get some numbers, which we then copy paste into here. Then we revert this and go to git stash pop. All right, so here's what changed. We raised, what? How did we raise the number of items? I thought I subtracted. Did I add wrong? 2 to 6, 2 to 6 is 4 to 12. Average is 8. 1 to 4, 1 to 4 is 2 to 8. Average is 5. 5 to 8 is 3 more items. I don't know how I could have messed that up. I subtracted 2. Oh. I subtracted 2 from the maximum, which when averaged is going to be half of what I meant to do. Okay, so then we need to subtract another 3 from the maximums. Yeah. All right, so we just got to figure out what we should subtract from. So how many weapons are you getting? You're getting on average 4 plus 2, so 6. You're getting 6 weapons. How many armors? You're getting on average 1.5, 2.5, 6.5. And how many potions? We just have these two, right? So that's 2 to 8, which is 5. So I want to get rid of some of the armor, I think. And we got to subtract 3. So there's, whoops. There's 1. You have to subtract 2 more. I guess there's no easy way to do that. 2. And the third one of these needs to be lower by a little bit. I'm putting too much thought in this. Let's just do that. There, actually, the other way around. Okay, done. So that's that. Not even gonna check this again. Don't care. So this is just buff the Inferno. Buff Inferno in challenge mode. Should probably be more specific. Loot. The loot is now worth like some amount more. A good deal more than it was. Which should benefit those who can beat the Inferno. Done. Change in 8 keys so there's just one class. Yeah, let's go try that. Innate rare keys. Innate iron keys. All right, so we're going to try to make this into just one. We have different IDs to begin with. Treasure room, innate rare keys, and iron keys. I'd love to look at the history of this file. Ability ID.cs. Because I reused an ID somewhere and I don't know where I did it. It's probably this one. Is there a way to just find the one file that I want? Ability ID.cs. Oh god, there isn't. It's so stupid. It's like a million files here. All right, I happen to find it. That was not bad. All right, so it's 159. So we get rid of this. And now we're going to break everything. Such is life. The constant battle of breaking and fixing things. If only I could just be fixing things. All right, so how do we do this now? We're going to do this sort of like how Faster Hunger worked, where we keep track of what mode we're in. So the number of keys in both cases is the same, right? Yes, it is. So what changes here? The description changes and the keys change. So description and keys, those are the only things. So I should manifest these in one spot. Where are rare key IDs? Here they are. So rare key IDs are used for regular mode. Otherwise, it's just iron key. So there's example ability. Display name is defined as a function instead of a string. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will consider this more thoroughly once I finally get to this. I don't know when we're doing localization. I don't know when any of this is happening. I have my head so far in the sand right now. I'm just trying to get as far into challenge mode as we can. All right, so those are rare key IDs. The iron key ID is this. So this is more like key IDs in regular mode, and then this is key IDs in challenge mode, and this is just the iron key. The number of keys is the same, and then the descriptions are different. So this is description in regular mode, and then we have the description in challenge mode. And that's it, right? Now we just fetch the right things. So rather than this getting constructed this way, wait a second, oh man, hang on a second. The description is a function, so we don't need to pass this in at all. We just need the data, and the data is there. So now we need to copy paste this to here, I guess. This is innate keys. The icon ID needs to exist. The building needs to exist. Number of keys is the same. Key ID. So this needs to look like this thing. List, item ID, key IDs. Hunger bonus challenge mode. Yeah, that. Okay, what's the problem now? Now we need the description to change. Yeah, so just copy paste this and do that. There is no argument that corresponds, so this should just be private. Get description in challenge mode, get description in regular mode. Yeah, that looks correct. Okay, so then these things need to be fixed. This is probably just an ordering problem. Hey, Fritz, welcome in. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hello, everybody. We are working on challenge mode over here, which I should probably demo for those who haven't seen. Fritz, I hope you've been well. Hey, Carlos. So let me see if I can run this. No, I won't be able to run this. All right, then let me open up. Let me see if I can show that. Open export to Mac build. Yeah, this will work. Yeah, so those who are new here, I'm also coding in C#. I know Fritz is doing that all the time. I'm doing that for at least this game, but probably in the future too. And we've been working on Skeleseller for the last like year and a half at this point. So the game has had a demo, and the demo has always been around the base mode of the game, where a lot of what you do, let me skip the cutscene. A lot of what you do, oh man, it's also in the tutorial. Okay, never mind. I can't show this very quickly. You choose what you build, you hire adventurers, you send them into battle. What we've been working on lately has been challenge mode, where even right from the get-go, it's already a slightly different game. You're choosing to seed the run with something. So like, let's say you want to start with more workers. You pick this, you choose a difficulty, you start the challenge run. And now a lot of what you're doing in the game is not you making direct choices, but rather you being presented with a subset of the choices you could get. So like buy perk shows you 3 different things, and you pick what you want. So if I want yet another worker, I click this, and out of the portal popped another skeleton. And these different specializations will change how you interact with at least the beginning of the game. But yeah, challenge mode has a timer at the top and an objective of how much money you should get. So we are working on improving this for playtesters, and that's what I'll be doing over the next couple hours. And then hopefully the game gets more fun. Yeah, welcome in. Hope you enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions. We are cleaning up some code right now. This shouldn't take too long. That's why all games need the option to skip the tutorial. In this particular case, so you can skip the cutscene that was here. The tutorial is something that is also kind of just the intro to the game. Like, hey, I need to build a guild, and then you can only build a guild. It's also not even that long. I just didn't want to spend the extra like 15 seconds, but there, that's basically it. Like, tutorial complete. We teach you how to get to your first battle. So it's not some like super involved thing. And then there's some tips that show up as you're playing, but you can just ignore those if you want. All right, so these things will get deleted, but then I guess how we form the description is also going to change. So I got to do that part, I guess. Yeah, let's do this. So string description. I guess we're forming this differently, and that's why I want to do this. These are the key names. Description equals messages dot get description in challenge mode. And then we pass in the key names. And this is, I guess, just the key IDs, right? Key IDs. And we need select in here. Biggest grudge with most games is not allowing me to mute the music and sounds on the tutorial. Yeah, that we have that too in here. So you can always mute whatever you want while you're in the tutorial as well. So it sounds like we're not going to bother you with this game. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think my tutorial woes are, I don't like forced actions. So like you have, 15 premium currency. Spend it here on, loot crate number 1. I can't type anything right now. I don't like that sort of thing. And I don't like long tutorials. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So one of the things that you kind of, if you've ever made a game before, you learn that you really, really can't overestimate your player base. They will probably be confused by any basic thing. And I've seen it happen with every game I've ever made, but even Skeleseller, it's like some things we have like a text thing in the game in 3 different spots, and people read none of them, and then they're like, hey, I was confused. So, okay, fine. We had like arrows pointing at things and whatever else. And then still sometimes people are like, I don't totally get what's going on here. It's just tough sometimes. It's like, I think the game's in a good state right now for onboarding players. But it took a lot of just watching people, writing down every little piece of frustration they had, and then figuring out, should we address it? How do we address it? And yeah, now I think things are better. All right, this has no key names here, right? Do we pass anything? We pass in a duration, but that's just a format number call. Yeah, duration. Okay, so why is key names red there? Just because it doesn't know what it needs, and we delete this and we write description. All right, I think we're in good shape. What am I missing now? Yeah, if I reload this whole thing, it'll probably fix a lot of this. Public should come before private. Sure. Anything else? Field should not follow a property. Sure. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. Now let's delete this stuff. Reveal in Finder. So we're deleting rare keys. Wait, I want name to be what we sort by so that I can find the UID file. So we're deleting rare keys and we're deleting iron keys. And now the only problem should be that there's an ID somewhere that isn't being, that doesn't exist. Innate treasure room, innate keys. Yeah, here. So delete this. That one's fine. This one is not fine. This needs to just be innate keys. This needs to be innate keys. And then this doesn't exist anymore. Why did I do this? What did this used to be? Treasure chest.cs? Okay, hold on. I gotta go look at that. Treasure chest.cs. Something's weird about this, and I don't remember what this used to be. It was here that this changed. So now we just gotta find that specific line of code. Where's treasure chest? There. And where is the part where I'd fetch the ability? We did it here. Let's just get num keys based on the thing that we had. Okay, I see. And what do we get here? Key IDs. Oh, we also need the key IDs. But what was that called? Treasure room and 8 keys? Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. So this is assuming you even have the ability. So this part's fine. Why is this not working now? Yeah, why can't we get key IDs? Oh, because I made that private. I guess we just need to make this public. And everything looks good. It doesn't know about these. I wonder if it's because I just need to build it again. I think this should build. It does not. Best overload does not have a parameter named key names. Description in challenge mode. Oh, whoops. What is this? Is this backwards? Yeah, this is backwards. In challenge mode. Oh, darn it. I messed this all up, didn't I? This should be duration. Yeah, so this goes down here. And then this goes up here. Okay, there we go. No longer reversed. And then what's the problem here? Innate keys at ability.key IDs. We can't do this. This just needs to be like so. Yeah. All right. Oh, man. All right. Let's test it out. It broke. Given key was not present in the dictionary. Oh, I think this is still abstract, isn't it? Yeah, whoops. I didn't mean for that to be abstract. Public should come before private. Elements should be separated by a blank line. Yeah, nice. Okay, it runs. That's good. We can test regular mode really easily here. So if we build a treasure chest, or buy a treasure chest, I mean, then what's going to happen? It's going to have 4 keys applied to it, or is that only in challenge mode? No, it starts with 1 item. Yeah. So this is working correctly, but now what we want to do is we want to get innate keys. So I'm going to put 1 of these, and I'm going to buy another chest, and it should start at 7 minutes, I believe. Yes. And it should have 1 key in it. Yeah, it's got drop quantity. All right, so now we get 2 keys, and now it should start at 4 minutes, and it should have 2 keys applied. Yep. Ooh, okay, so that's that. Now we need to test out challenge mode. Challenge mode is a little bit harder to test because we got to do a couple of things to make it work, which is this and this. There. Now we get the treasure room, we get innate keys, and all it should do is lower the time, not actually apply special keys to this thing. Oh, I should have also read the description. I didn't read it. What does it say? Purchase chests start as though they have iron keys applied to them. Iron keys lower the time to open a chest by 1 minute. All right, now we need the treasure room. Come on, give me the treasure room. There it is. All right, so if I bought 1 of these, it should be at 6 minutes. Good. And it has 4 keys applied. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. All right, now we're going to go upgrade this. And now it should be at 5 minutes. Yep. It should still have 4 keys applied. It does. And we're going to upgrade it again. Let's open these. Wow, that's a lot of items. And now it should be at 4 minutes. And should still just have 4 keys applied to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Nice. All right, now I forgot to read the tooltip in the other mode. This should be simple. But I just need to click this and then hover. There it is. Yep. Great, 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 great. Yep, this is exactly what I wanted. So the question is, does this look like it's cleaner code? Because we got rid of 2 entire files. We got rid of some duplicated stuff. Why is that yellow still? Public members should come before private members. Where even is there a private member here? It's not talking about the thing at the bottom, right? Oh, the ones above it. I'm not reading anything. There we go. Now there should be no yellow in this file. No squigglies. Yeah. All right. I think this does look a lot cleaner. I wonder what our line count changed by. This should not be reverted. This shouldn't be reverted. The rest of this stuff looks good. All right, how do we do this? There's some like diff stat. Yeah. 94 deletions, 47 insertions. Okay, not bad. And what is the other one? Diff stat? Oh, I typed 2 I's. Num stat. Yeah, nice. All right, so ability ID, barely anything. Iron keys is totally deleted. This is totally deleted. The complexity was moved into this file. The rest of this stuff shouldn't matter. Although treasure chest getting smaller is kind of nice. All right, so the last thing I need to do is just look at this file on its own and just see, am I happy with this? So the big change that we made is we now consolidate regular mode and challenge mode properties into one location, so that if we ever wanted to change something, we change this one location. And yeah, I think this is pretty reasonable. I think honestly where the bulk of this comes in is with the descriptions, because we can't just have one string. We need to also parameterize it with something. In this case, duration, which is pretty simple. But in this case, it's with all of the key names, which is a little bit less simple. And the combination of this stuff forms like 13 lines of code. But it's not complex. It's just a lot. And then we have the strings for those down here, which again, this is not complex. These are literally just strings, but it's a lot of text. So I think this is pretty much fine. All right, we're going to consolidate innate keys abilities into one. Now, recycler, faster hunger. So yeah, now that I split this into as regular and challenge mode properties in one file, it was easy enough to do this for the only other split file, which was for innate keys. Yeah, true. Complex is relative. Yeah, I agree. But I guess what I'm trying to get at here is before this, we had like 3 files to represent essentially one ability in 2 different modes. So we had a base class, this was abstract, and then we had the 2 derived class, so like derived class 1 and 2. And now we just have a single class for all of this stuff. So that modifying it in the future should certainly be easier to find. It should modify fewer files, and it should let you have all the data in one spot should you need it there and see what these differences are. And from a game perspective, the reason I want to do some of this stuff is because challenge mode is only 45 minutes long, whereas the regular mode is about maybe 5 hours long. So a lot of things are just on a different time scale. And as a result, if you ever have some set of values, like let's say I made something up 2, 3, and 4. It's like if this is in regular mode, then in challenge mode, maybe these same numbers now need to be like 4, 6, and 10. So it's like we should be able to change these things pretty easily and not have to like instantiate a new class every time and refactor a bunch of things. And it would just become incredibly painful to do things that way. All right, so that's done. So this thing is finished. Now prioritize tooltips for abilities. I hope this is easy to do because I do think this is a very, very important change, but it's not that important for right now. So let's go figure out how we would do this. We have battle perk choice UI. And this has a description here, which needs to be something with a mouse listener. Here's the code I'm looking at currently. Callback takes in a pointer and a value and dereferences that with an offset, yeah. And then sets it. I would definitely have written that differently. I think there can be cognitive overload on a single line of code sometimes, and it just means to separate it into multiple lines. Like sometimes, and this is rare, I guess, that you're relying on some kind of performance optimization that's done by keeping it in one line of code, but in general, there's still a better way to write it. Always fun to try to figure out if it's correct or not. Yeah. Yeah. For something like that, at least automated tests should be simple enough to write. And that way its correctness could be verified in the future much more easily. Okay, so what does this do? This is a perk choice, which has a description label. The description doesn't know when you're hovering over parts of it. It's just a rich text label. So this is going to be a problem, right? Yeah. Oh, man. Where do we get the description from in the first place? Choice target description? So what, battle perk choice? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, that's the problem. Direct calls room with the reflection overhead. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. We have some reflection that we use, but we generally just lump it into whenever we're loading parts of the game so that the extra 100 milliseconds isn't really felt. And thankfully, games have the expectation of having some loading for them usually. So as long as it's not going to interrupt players while they're clicking stuff, I think it's fine. Yeah, so this is our problem here. Battle perk choice. Battle perk choice just emits, well, I guess all the perk choices have a single rich text label. We need to be able to identify when you're hovering over a particular part of that content skills so that we can show a tooltip. Battle per choice is what sets the content. So I think the best way to do this is to make a VBox container of controls. And usually the control will be a rich text label. Actually, I think pretty much always it will be. Then for skills, we have a special instance of this that has mouse listeners. And I guess we then have to listen for it and emit something. This is probably not a change worth doing right now. So we would change get description to return, I guess, pretty much a control. I'll say we need to make sure we're cleaning this stuff up correctly. I guess depending on, maybe the easiest way is to make sure perk choice, what is it? Perk choice UI? What does this inherit from? Perk choice. Why is this not named UI? Oh man. Oh, that's fine. We have a description label. Yeah, so perk choice. The easiest way to do this is make sure perk choice has a VBox container and just lets the children set it correctly, which is pretty much already the case. So where will we do these hover handlers that we have? So get description is going to change so that it emits like some special class. Maybe we call it like skill perk entry or something. And it's going to need mouse handlers for this. But then something needs to know to listen to this. Hovering over it, I guess, is easy enough to do. But where does the listener happen? It'd have to be on the battle perk screen, right? Where's that? What do I even call this? Oh, perk panel UI? Perk panel? Battle panel? I don't remember what I called this. Choose, there it is. Choose battle perks panel tab. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty reasonable. So then where do we make these things? We get a choice and we add it. So we just need to listen in that choice for when you're hovering over a skill thing. And then do we have a tooltip here? I sure hope so. Yes, we do. We have a tooltip. Okay, then that should be reasonable enough. Yeah, I'll write this down. I'm not going to do this now. This is the kind of thing I can tackle off stream at some point. Yeah, so this would listen right after calling add child, create perk choice. We'll listen from create perk choice for whether you've hovered over a skill. Then it would use the panel tooltip to render the skill information. All right, so how do we do that? When we do battle perk choice, we generate a list of battle perks. One of the battle perks is something that has an ID in it somehow. I don't know where that is. Hey, I don't know where that is. All right, we got to search for this. Skills battle perk. There it is. And it's got a bunch of IDs, but we only ever render one of these. 2-string. Oh, no, we could render multiple. Oh, God. Oh, man. We don't ever do this right now. We only ever generate one, but we could generate multiple. And generating multiple is going to be a little bit tough because we would then need to show multiple things in one tooltip, which I'm not even sure we easily have the ability to do that. But we have the ability ID here. Let's write this down. The skill information comes from this, but keep in mind that I coded that to allow for multiple skills at once, even though we never use that capability. I wonder if we could just concatenate ability tooltips and it would just look fine. Maybe. I don't know. Let's try it. So how would we test this? I'm not doing this now. I'm just testing it now. We need to search for what we call get tooltip. Town perk choice. Here it is. Set text ability.get tooltip. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make two things of text. Text 1 is going to be equal to this. Text 2 is going to be equal to just a random ability that I type in. Ability ID dot faster hunger. Yeah. Okay. Now do that. And now set text equal to text 1 plus text 2. Yeah, let's try it. So now when you hover over a perk, it's going to always show you whatever that did, and then also just this hard-coded recycler hunger thing. Yeah, that looks stupid. Yeah, that looks stupid. I mean, clearly we can do it, but it's very dumb looking. But I still think that's better for now than anything else. Because the thing is, we only ever give you one skill at a time. So when you do hover over this, it'll just show you what that one skill is. And I think that's okay. Because obviously, if you just had one of these, it would look fine. But yeah, having multiple looks bad. Do we ever want to grant multiple ones? Yeah, we could in the future. I wonder how we would do that then. We'd probably make it so when you hover over the first line, it shows you the first one. And when you hover over the second line, it shows you the second one. So that would mean that even emitting these skills, we would need to render them as different things. I'll save that for later. If it has a horizontal line, but that may help there too. What's the goal? The goal was we have these stats at printout, right? So like plus 15 health, plus 2 power, and then a skill. Like level 1, whatever, burn. And the goal is when hovering over skills, show their tooltips. But the thing I was just talking about is we technically allow granting multiple skills at once. We just don't use this. So yeah, what would happen if you had 2 skills in the list? And the ideal solution is hovering over a skill shows just that skill's tooltip. But should we even do that at first? Should we not do that at first? So I'm just going to not worry about that. So for now, just concatenate tooltips. But in the future, we would want to separate Oh, what do we want to do? Where is that? Skills battle perk. It right now has a 2-string. It can't be a 2-string anymore. Does every perk rely on a 2-string? In the future, we couldn't rely on skills battle perk. Battle perk dot 2-string. We would need separate controls with handlers. All right. Yeah, I think it's fine. So I'll do this probably this afternoon, maybe. Well, it's not very important. So add a pirate specialization that starts with a treasure room. Is this too powerful? We have one that lets you start with a farm. I don't see why we wouldn't let you start with a treasure room. But depending on what random perks we give you, it could be very powerful. I don't know. Let's just add it. It's not that hard to add. If it's too powerful, then it's too powerful. Whatever. Whoops. Just let people have their fun. All right. Let's go code this. So detect hover on words inside a single label either. We need to change the UI. Yeah, I think we'd change the UI. We put in a VBox container. We add a different label for every battle perk. We detect when you've hovered over that particular label. The problem is one of the labels are going to be controlled by, or sorry, multiple labels could be controlled by the same perk. All right, so after storage enthusiast, let's add in pirate. Pirate spec. It doesn't make sense. You're not actually a pirate. I don't think we should call this pirate. Yeah, I'm going to call it that anyway. I think it's funny. Start with the treasure room and key storage. And then what perks should we give you? Well, I guess let's look at this in the regular game. I don't have any changes, do I? I have that change. Yeah, I want to get rid of that. Okay. All right. So here are the perks we have. Selective loot, I think, is too powerful. Auto opening. I mean, we can start you with auto opening. It's just a very boring perk. Yeah, this is definitely going to be too powerful. Whatever I do here. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to think what wouldn't make it too powerful. Like, even just starting you with this, I guess it does cost 25 gold. It's 150 here, but it's 25 normally. Cost 25 gold for you to get a treasure chest. Auto opening it is a very minor perk. More treasure stands. I mean, I guess we should give you that one. More treasure stands. And then maybe like one other perk. Innate keys. This week work is meetings. Hope the rest of the day goes well. All right, take care. Good luck getting through your meetings. All right, so what's it called? More treasure stands. So start with more treasure stands, level 2. More treasure stands, obviously. And then start with innate keys, level 1. Chests take less time to open. And then delete the rest of this. Yeah. Okay, now I gotta go code in pirate spec, storage spec. Pirate. Eight. And then we just set this thing up. Whoops. There we go. Set up pirate specialization. Yeah, it's gonna be very, very similar to setting up the warehouse, for example. Call it booty spec. This is not that kind of game. This is a different kind of goofy humor kind of game. All right, treasure room. Hey, Campbell soup. All right, so what are we giving you? Treasure room. More treasure chests. Do we ever grant you level 2 of something, I wonder? No, I understand as pirate's booty. I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying that still is not the level of humor that we're looking for in the game. Because think about what you'd see if you saw booty spec. I mean, you're not going to associate it with a pirate. And if the text doesn't make it clear that it's pirate, then it's like, oh, haha, I get what they're getting at. It is just a different sense of humor than the game has right now. Let's see, innate keys level 1. I'd be clicking it. I mean, maybe. You'd probably click it anyway, though, if you were interested in the game. Oh, yeah, this is how this works. So I think that's it. I think we're pretty much done with that. This is why I was saying it's very easy to add specializations. It's not easy to balance them. Hey, Mystical Cell. All right, so off to the challenge screen. Here we go. So start with the treasure room and key storage. Start with more treasure stands, level 2, and start with innate keys. So I'm going to pick this. I'm going to pick medium mode. And we have 4 treasure stands. And if I buy a treasure chest, it starts at 5 minutes. Interesting. I think this is potentially very powerful. But yeah, let's leave it for players to figure out. Okay, let's check that in. Add pirate spec. It starts with the treasure room and some perks for it. And there are no typos in it, right? Stands on 2. Chest take less time to open. I already just checked it in, but actually I kind of do want to change that. Yeah, let's undo that commit. I want to, and then unstage it. I want to change this to +2 treasure stands. Yeah, I think that'll be a little bit clearer. What's the difference between medium and hard? Right now, the only difference is how much time you have to win. But in the future, what I want to do is tailor difficulties to each specialization. So yeah, if you hover over this, it just says time allowed 45 minutes versus 35 minutes. But in the future, imagine something like farming medium mode is whatever, something, and then farming hard mode is something else. And it's different from adventuring's medium and hard mode and so on and so forth. And what I'm kind of thinking is that we make the difficulty be tailored to those starting perks. So like in farming mode, you start with the farm, which means you can level up your adventurers early. So maybe what we say is like -4 max adventurers. So instead of being able to have 10 adventurers, maybe on hard mode, you're only allowed 6 adventurers. So this might be easy and this might be like medium and onward. And maybe that's not actually that hard. And then when we get to hard and onward, I don't know how many difficulties there will be. It'll be 6 adventurers and maybe something like -10% income or something like that. So it's like, okay, well, this wasn't too bad, but now this one makes it a lot harder. And then maybe there's like an impossible difficulty and it's, 4 adventurers. I don't know. That sounds pretty tough. So yeah, I'm not totally sure what we're going to do yet, but that's where I'm leaning toward at least, because it'll make the modes feel a little bit different from one another. And then maybe we add in like a sandbox mode that lets you just test whatever you want to. So try the slime spec and see if it's any better with the hunger changes. Yeah, let's play for, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. I want to see if this spec is actually better now. Because it existed before, but I just buffed the garbage slime. All right, so let's do this and let's pick hard mode. Might need to put medium and hard choice above the spec choice so they can see the correct notes that it impacts, or put the perks in text on the screen. Oh yeah. All this is, the first bullet point is the important part here. This is still a work in progress. There's been maybe 2 weeks of work on this entire mode and we've made like massive strides, and part of it is by being able to just like say, okay, this is the UI you get for now. So this is functional but not good by any means. And if challenge mode turns out to be a lot of fun, then we can start to improve this stuff. Because yeah, this is pretty trash right now. Okay, so we start with the garbage slime, and they're gonna get hungrier faster. I'm gonna get another adventurer. Yeah, let's get that and send them in there. Shrink these things. So we got selective loot, shiny loot, and crop variety. Okay, so we should go for the farm. Oh man, yeah, we're already, this thing is, it's getting very hungry. So we should feed that pretty much as soon as we can. Yeah, which means we should get another adventure as soon as we can. Wow, this is actually kind of interesting now. That's already getting hungrier faster. Alright. Give me some items. I'll take that. And warrior's taking forever. I'll take that. I guess we don't need the potions right now. Okay, cool. So we have enough to get another adventure. Let's get the archer. Send them in. And then I want to build a building. Wait a second. Did they just automatically eat an item? Oh, yeah. I forgot they had that. In fact, do we have increased hunger even beyond? We do. We have level 1. So it's actually 100%. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I should get this. Start dumping some potions in here. Oh, they're all going over here to buy stuff. Let's restock this immediately. Nice. All right, let's get a building. I want the farm. I did not get the farm. Let's go with the enchanter's den. What are all of these items doing? Okay, let's get another worker. There we go. I want to dump that. All right. Looking pretty good. Okay, so now we can get another building. Let's get the treasure room, sure. I have selective loot, so I can pick my mage. Let's make the mage super buff. We just need some money, which we are not getting. We still need a tiny bit more. There we go. All right, so I got a treasure chest for them. Oh, you know what we could do? We could grind some of these weapons. Yeah. All right, I should get some town perks now. Yeah, I'm losing a bunch of items. I don't have the mana for this. There we go. Yeah, I think this slime could even afford to get hungry faster than they currently are. Town perk. Oh god. Okay, I'm getting this even though I don't have the farm. We need the farm. Yeah, I'm losing tons and tons of items. Okay, let's send them all into a different battle. Let's have them go to the volcano. They should be able to win that. Make that a little bit bigger. Oh, nice. All right, we're getting some money. We don't have any keys yet. I'll buy another treasure chest. Really going to try to power up the mage. I kind of spent all my money on that. All right, getting some daggers. I like it. We got a key. We're going to power that character up. All right, we need another building. 75. Can't afford this. Guess let's do this if I'm already going to lose items. They're not buying anything. Stupid customers. Alright, we'll ditch these things. Yeah, we should get another customer in... Are we on hard mode? Yeah, we are. We should get another customer in 40 seconds, so that'll help. And those keys will definitely help. Yeah. I just need them to buy stuff. I think the hunger can improve slightly faster. Almost makes me wonder if we should start you with like level 2 improved hunger. Maybe start with level 2 improved hunger. And let it go to level 4. Not sure what I want to do there. Alright, we have enough money to build something. We were finally offered the farm. Hooray. Yeah, dump this onto there. Get rid of that. Okay, we can start to level up. Let's get some more perks. Ooh, these are all good. Oh man, I don't know. Let's go with cloning for now. And well, water. Yeah. Okay, do I have anything for sale? I do. We're gonna sell that over here. And then get more loot. These are close-ish to opening. Is this offline only? Yeah, there's no multiplayer. There's no server connection needed. We don't have any space for anything. That is fine. We now have enough to level up a character. We were offered none of the characters we have, but that's okay. I learned a trick from my friend yesterday, which I had not thought about, which is if we wait, we can hire an adventurer that we were offered. So rogue, paladin, cleric. So let's wait just a sec here. Oh, we got another key. Nice. Oh, we're getting a lot of loot now, too. Nice, 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 nice. I don't have the room for this. Yeah. We're doing it. We're getting way too many items. Alright, hire... We were not offered any of the ones... Oh, man. Okay, fine. Let's get them. And let's just go with the rogue for now. Because that actually is a pretty sweet ability that we were offered. I don't have the APM to do this. There we go. Going to AFK. Oh, ask if there's going to be a challenge leaderboard. That would require some online connection. I'm not planning on it because it's so easy to cheat that sort of thing. But we could do it and just be like, look, people are going to cheat. So take this with a grain of salt. I guess if you can afford a treasure chest, you can afford pretty much every treasure chest. All right, our mage just got a lot better. I need more workers. Let's get some perks. Oh man. Okay, let's get special keys. I really like that one. That one. Workers, please, workers. I'll get the warehouse. That'll help out a lot. Hey Chris, you'd almost have to run everything server side. Well, if you wanted to avoid cheating, you would. I think it'd be better in that case to just say like, yeah, people are going to cheat at this, so just don't trust what you're reading. All right, there we go. Oh, hey, that person wants a yellow potion. Turn this off and look at the yellow potion. Yeah, we need about the fishing pond next. Did they get it? Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Turn this back on. We need to give things to the garbage slime now. Oh, I hired the witch doctor. I never even sent them anywhere. Let's put them in this battle. They're currently winning in 14 seconds. They should win faster. Yeah, I desperately need more workers. Wonder how powerful the mage got. Plus 6 power, plus 60 life. They might be able to take on the next location. Let's try it. It didn't really improve their winning time because the witch doctor's not too great. Alright, I have a ton of battle perks I can take. Mage, we're just going all in on mage. These are all terrible. The golem's not bad, actually, there. Oh my god. The mage is already becoming more powerful. Let's go with this. I think it's a good choice. Let's get some perks. Ooh, that's a big one. That's also big, given the mode that we're in. We just need loot. We have no loot right now. They just barely won a battle. Wouldn't have to go for it. Wouldn't have to go that far on the server. Just have the game attempt to upload results. Check against previous results. Allow polls for the leaders. The rest of the game can be offline and connection not required unless you want to participate. Yeah, choose would be the thing. Yeah, I agree. It's not like the whole game would have to run on the server. But, yeah, I don't think a leaderboard is super important. Okay, we better get a lot of loot. Yes, look at that. All right, nice. I'll get that and that there. All right, so the slime is getting hungry very quickly. So we can feed quite a lot to them. Someone wants a yellow potion. Okay, we gotta get that for them. This can go down here. Yeah, okay, so slime mode is actually pretty interesting now. Seek food is pretty good too, although I want more treasure stands. I'm going all in on the mage. We need workers. Like, need workers. Choices you get to pick from the loot is random. Like, you couldn't play the exact same game or choices twice in a row. It'd be unlikely that you'd be able to do that. But the loot is not exactly random. Like, it's the same pool every time, and then it's randomized from within that pool. So it's not like you'll find, you know, no swords in one game and then all swords in the next game. That's not currently possible. Well, I'm taking that. Okay. This is this run is about to pop off if I can get enough weapons, because I have 60% chance to get special keys, which I am not getting right now. All right, we got a new skeleton. We need items. We don't have items, which I think means we need another adventurer. Yeah. Oh god, they're taking their sweet time. All right, get rid of that. Put this up here. Yeah, the next adventure is very soon, so let's just take anything that they've got here and put this in the slime. There we go. Get a new adventurer. Get the rogue. Sure, sounds good. Put him in here. Harvest all this stuff for him. We're not going to get it in time. Fine. I could use another key. Have a seed code for the challenges, so the same choices and such. Friend could share their seed. Yeah, I don't have that written down. I'll write that down. I don't know how many people use that feature. I've seen that in a bunch of games. Like Slay the Spire, I think has it. I think Risk of Rain 2 might have it. And I've just never cared about it myself. But I know that some people do care about it. Oh, darn it, I timed that wrong. Okay, we need probably another adventurer. Oh my god, it's just mage items. Oops, all mage. Oh, we got a special key. Okay, this is probably going to be a super powerful run. I think we need to pump everything into the weapon grinder. So just turn that on, get rid of everything else, ignore item sales for now, and just try to get as far as we can with this. Yeah. All right, probably turn this off for a second. Game together on the voice, probably challenge. Yeah, I think that's already kind of there though in the game. Not exactly, but just like, hey, can you beat challenge mode on hard mode? Like when I talk to my friends about Slay the Spire 2, it's mostly like, hey, how far have you gotten? And we don't need to be playing the same seed for us to at least still have a comparison point. But I get that a seed gives you a more direct comparison point. All right, we're not getting yellow potions, and they really want yellow potions. Let's go get a couple of those. Oh man, I have a ton of money. Okay, let's pick some of these things. Oh my god, the rogue. The rogue is so powerful. Okay, let's send you into the volcano for a sec just to get some yellow potions. Get these, make my workers move faster. I don't have the mana for that. Okay. This is stupid. Stupidly powerful. Yeah, I think the treasure room is overpowered. And I thought this might happen, but I'm pretty certain it has happened now. All right, they're going to both go buy those. And they're going to tip. Are you walking out of the town because I took 1 second too long? Jerks. All right, just leave this battle. We don't need that loot. Let's go to the next location. All right, we need customers. Is my mage like OP yet? Yeah, pretty much. They should be wrecking everything. Yeah, they are. I'm not even selling stuff anymore. I need to probably devote the last like 10 minutes of the game to just selling stuff. Yeah, the mage is just soloing everything. Oh, that should not be possible, I think. I wonder if we do need to do something about that. Let's get another worker. I think we need them. Which means we need some bows. We're not selling anything, though. I should probably get some storage for things. Let's get that. Oh my god. Okay, all of these are really, really good. These two are better, though. Let's go for innate keys. Go with that one. Okay, I'm gonna go with that one. None of these matter. Yeah, Steam's had streams for a while now, I think. It is nice that they're there. But I don't think anyone really watches them too much. I think mostly just they're... Oh my god. Okay, this is crazy. Yeah, this is crazy. I gotta make these items stack. Yeah, I think this alone is now like the mage can go solo the next location. Probably. Which is maybe not what we want. We got another key. Let's open up this one. Crazy. Just crazy. Always disable it? Yeah, I have them collapsed by default. This is nuts. I took customers, but I'm not actually sure that was a good idea. Yeah, I think this is broken. I think once you've gotten rare keys to the level that we've gotten them, then it trivializes the game. Yeah. Like, the mage on their own is doing a crazy job. We're getting a ton of items. We probably should not be getting this many. It just feels broken. Oh, a skeleton key? Okay, I'll open another treasure chest. Like, this is ridiculous. Yeah, this can't be allowed. The mage is my favorite character. I like the mage. I like a lot of them. At least, like, the class fantasy is there for some of this, although it's not realized in all cases. Yeah, this is too powerful. I'm just getting, like, non-stop bonuses, and we're winning in 22 seconds. We could probably go here and win already, which I think is a mistake. Like, the game shouldn't let you do that. And does a mage have lifesteal? They do. So they're stealing 5% of their crazy amount of damage they're doing. Yeah, this is too much. Like, I'm not even paying attention. I'm losing right now, but I'm gonna have such a crazy velocity. I don't think the mage can win this on their own, though. Yeah, they're on wave 2. So they probably can't beat this yet. But as soon as they get to that point, they're going to be popping off. And they can beat the last place. And we're getting upgrades for more than just them. So, like, maybe the rogue could go with the mushroom over to the volcano. Maybe the cost of treasure chests should just increase over the course of the game. But I don't know how we'd advertise that to players. I guess that would be advertised easily enough. Yeah. Because this is too much. Alright, we got some town perks. Alright, now it's 100% chance of special keys. So we win the game. Probably. Yeah. I think there's no time to prioritize where you're putting your keys. That's another thing I gotta write down. And let's pause for a second. No time to prioritize where you put keys, so that whole key system is less interesting. And the treasure room is just too powerful. Rare keys can get to 100%. So with the quick move menu, you're just getting too much treasure. Now, thankfully, it's just resulting in more power. But, oh, nice, they can grab that. No, we need bows. We need, oh my god, we need everything. Yeah, it's just resulting in more power, which you then need to use to get items. But I think it's going to be easy enough to do that. So I got to think of what we're going to do about this. Because, yeah, I think this is an issue. We have non-stop keys, non-stop power-ups. Put that there. Oh, we don't even have spaces for this? I need more workers. There's a worker. That's going to act as a worker. Yeah. Okay, I'd be pretty surprised if they can't just beat the final location now. Are they, like, ripping through this? They are. So stupid. Not what the game should be. They're winning in 17 seconds. Okay, can they beat the final location now? They might not be able to. Stupid. The mage is at full life over here. they're just doing too much damage. So they're healing like probably like 40 every attack, or at least every lightning attack. And I powered them up before this battle, but I didn't actually let them use the increased power. Yeah, this is nuts. Okay, let's make workers move a little faster. I also need to upgrade shops a bit. We're just going for that. Whatever. Yeah, the mage is over there one-shotting everything. All right, so they won in 41 seconds. That's only going to speed up. We could just make it so that level ups stop mattering as much, so you just get a little bit of the treasure room, or spread out the levels. That might not be a bad idea. Maybe increase the amount of loot or supplies you need for each adventurer. All right, we do need to pivot into making money, though, because we have 12 minutes left. So maybe let's stop grinding up all of my items. They're already bringing keys up here. Yeah, we do need to pivot here. Let's turn this off too. So we'll get all the workers we can afford via these. Expanded armor shop, that's really good. So sell some of these things for once. Yeah, we're 40%. I think we're gonna easily win. I need 250 gold for another adventurer. Do we even have the cleric doing anything? These sell for 46. Crazy. All right, what level is the cleric at here? Level 6. But the mage is at level 37. Not supposed to be possible. I'm still gonna get these. We're still gonna power up the mage as much as possible. Yeah, I think we just need to make it take more and more and more. And that way you're not powering them all up like this. That might be enough of a fix on its own. Yeah, but the question is, will we win? And I don't know what the answer is yet. But we can afford our final adventurer. Oh, wait. No, that is the final one. The button just doesn't get set correctly. Cloning. Yeah, we need all the workers we can get. Let's duplicate our loot. Put this in there. Get more money. Expanded armor shop would be good. Yeah. What's that? More power-ups, you say? It's time for the archer. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's power up the archer a bit. Might as well just not have them die. I don't even have the money now. There we go. I don't have space. Just need to do something with these items. Can I get any garbage slime perks? Let's take auto casting. I don't think that's very good though. Oh, that's very good. Okay, we have 10 minutes left. I think we're gonna be able to do it. Yeah, I just can't imagine losing from this point. Like I said, the mage alone is just keeping themselves at maximum HP. It's just not even fair. And I've got so many workers now. Oh, I can even get a battle perk. Not that I think any of this matters. Customer speed sounds good. Actually, this sounds really good. Yeah. This will probably be like the easiest win. Just shouldn't be this powerful. And we could even power them up more. Oh my god, look at that. All right, let's do some of that, Put the keys up here. Ding, ding, ding. All these are gonna open. Hey, human puppet. We're busy breaking the game. Yeah, it's just thoroughly broken at this point. I think the mage could just solo this area on their own. I wonder who the next strongest adventurer is. It's just the mage. It's like a ludicrous amount of power. Plus 195. They have 2,000 health. Quite surprised how much the game has changed. Did you like it? Oh my god. This is obscene. Hey Godzilla. I am doing well. How are you doing? We are selling everything. We are definitely winning this one. Probably the easiest win ever. I'll get these. Not that I need it, and I have like 1 million money here. Max fish. Couldn't stop until I unlocked everything. Good to hear. Good to hear. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this amount of money I have. I'm just gonna expand everything. Max customers, swift shoes, customer speed, expanded weapon shop, swift shoes again. Should not be this easy. I gotta nerf this. We also need an expanded warehouse if we can get it. No, that'll be decent though. Customers are not actually buying everything. Creating 2 games. I mean, it kind of is like that. Yeah, I think the cost needs to rise on treasure chests. Let's get that. Just dump all these in there. Nuts. Just nuts. Okay. That's even crazier. Oh, I started to upgrade the archer. I forgot about that. Probably more useful in this. Yeah, it is for sure. It's like almost cheating. I'm gonna win with like 5 minutes left here. Yeah, this is just broken. I think this strategy will work pretty much every time too, which is the bad part. So we need to make it not so great. Oh, expanded warehouse? Yeah, why not? We don't even need half of these things. Yep. Yep. All right, we win. That was obscene. It should not be possible. Yeah. If I choose continue playing, we could actually like easily get everything here. I could turn this back on. I could turn this on. Auto purchasing would actually be kind of interesting too. I bet the mage can just solo that location. I'm going to send them in on their own. I don't think they'll even take any damage. That's the craziest part of this. Like, this it just shouldn't be possible. Yeah. Look at how crazy they're going. This is not a good thing for the game. Wow. How long did it take them? 34 seconds. They're doing 370 DPS. So what do you think would be better? You only having like 1 or 2 minutes left when you beat it? Well, in this case, the problem is that I think this strategy is too consistent. So there's not much decision to be made. And yeah, ideally it's a little bit harder for me to beat. But like getting this many power-ups and just like spewing items everywhere and powering up every single adventure that I have just by sending these things over to the guild, using this quick move menu, so I don't even need to rely on my workers. Like, and I can speed up my workers if I want. I think the first time you do it, it's fun broken. Yeah. But if you can do it consistently, I don't think it's very fun after that. Yeah. I bet just getting another couple of mage upgrades, which we haven't even been offered. But if I am offered them, in fact, let's build a fishing pond and let's just send a rogue in there. The rogue is probably powerful enough to just kill all of the fish super fast, is my guess. Yeah, 65 power. Like, look at this. The fish are dying in, what, 2 seconds? Yeah, let's power up the mage even more, as long as I'm doing this. I do kind of want to push the limits of this a little bit, but I realize I'm not really testing anything anymore. And we can still get a million other town perks. In fact, I'll just pick any random town perks at this point, because we're going to have infinite money. Yeah. This is on again. Crazy. Yeah, like this stuff. This is just nuts. I got 4 skeleton keys, 3 skeleton keys. So we could take this, get another chest, immediately open it. Actually, a nice perk for the treasure room. Nice treasure room perk would be automatically putting the stuff in the guild for you. Oh, that's probably dumb. I don't think we can fit all those items. I don't have mana for that. The workers are all running over here to get all this. Are you out of mana now? No. So much money. Yeah, they're just going crazy. I gotta say, it is fun to break the game like this, but it's daunting from a design point of view of how I'm gonna fix this. I do want to see the mage get just a little bit more powerful, though. They should win this pretty soon. Yep, there they go. Oh, there's everything. So many keys. Making each chest for one character be more and more expensive to the point of absurdity work. Yeah, I think we just need some kind of scaling in this. And we don't have it right now. How much does a key sell for? That's weird. Doesn't show the thing. I think... Yeah, we know what this. Okay. No mage upgrades, huh? Well, we could send any other party to somewhere else and get a whole bunch of things. Let's just send these characters. Yeah, why not? All right, let's get a couple of these things. Oh, you know what else we could do is actually complete that quest. I should probably go do that. Yeah, even they're easily winning. Everyone just got too powerful because of the treasure room. All right, let's stop that. Let's let them chip through all the items that they have. All right, so now let's send them to here to get bows so that I can get another worker because we need another worker. Yeah, they're cruising through this place. In fact, if we just click repeat manually, they'll win it very fast. And just like non-stop get bows for it. Except that there's just a random chance that they get bows and they're not actually getting them.
There are a couple. Oops, that's not what I meant to put.
It's fine. If I got garbage time, they wouldn't stand around like that. Okay, send them back in. This is so stupid. It's so stupid. I don't even have to control anything. Are all perks available in all game modes? No, not quite. But they're very close to one another in terms of what you can get. We need 6 more bows. I might as well just get more chests here, huh? Yeah, this cost needs to go up, I think. Hey, Kabuki. Game is great. Thanks a lot for being here. Thanks for playing. I'm glad you had fun. There should be another YouTube video going online tomorrow from the person I reached out to. Although, I haven't shared challenge mode with any YouTubers yet. Okay, can we finally turn these things in? Yeah, we need 3 more. There and there. Good, so we got another worker, and now we could get this for our final worker. Not that we need it or anything. And now send these characters to the deep forest. Max customers. I mean, we do need some customers for this stuff. Turn this back on. There's no point doing any of this. Make customers move faster. They're all clogged in here on their low-level items. So dumb. I don't know why I'm still playing it. I guess I do want to push the limits a bit more. What are they winning this battle in now? 26 seconds with their 540 DPS solo. This is nuts. We just turn this off for a sec and turn this off for a sec. That'll let them catch up on all of this. Yeah, they're just dumping in potions here forever. Okay, that's what I wanted. Plus haste on the mage, because they have 24%, but the more they get, their killing power rises significantly. So their DPS was 500-ish. If we battle again, now that we got the plus haste, it's probably going to be much higher than 500. Even though maybe it seems like it shouldn't be that high. We could also have slower progression for the treasure room. Although those perks would still be clogging your perk selections. Alright, so their DPS went up to 660. Yeah. Just a bit crazy. Get another haste buff or no? No, they're not even offered. Hey, there's garbage time, so now my characters don't have to wait around. Alright, yeah. All right, yeah, increasing cost would definitely be good. Because, yeah, this should not be possible. We have 4,000 life on the mage. In fact, I bet... Well, I know for sure they could solo the boss. Because the boss is not intended to be that difficult. And it's dead. It took 4 seconds. We could go beat the other one, too. That one's going to be even faster. Yeah, 3 seconds. Just with 1 fireball. Oh, man. They can't even get all these items fast enough. They're gonna disappear. I think being able to get more workers than you can currently get would probably be good. Maybe the last quest should give you like 2 workers each. Hey, Suyash, I'm doing well. We just tested some things and discovered that treasure room is very broken. But yeah, the slime definitely felt better. Felt a lot better with the hunger change. Alright, so let's write all this stuff down. This should probably go down here. No time to prioritize where keys go. Treasure room is too powerful. Rare keys can get to 100%. So with a quick move menu, you're just getting too much treasure. Yeah, I think rare keys need to stay rare. And right now, the way that it works is it goes from... Wait, what does it start at? What does it start at? It starts at 20%. Okay, yeah, so it goes 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, 100%. So when you've maxed it out, you're guaranteed to get rare keys. And I wonder if for challenge mode, we should do something like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I don't know. But I think one of the issues is that the cost of buying a chest is not rising, and it has to. That's the minimum we have to do. Is just make it go by like 5 gold every time. I don't know what else to do. I think the rare key thing is also a problem, but it's kind of fun to have that happen at least. As soon as I got my spells, even good ones, the workers just use it for the farm. I had to... Oh, I see. You can just turn off the lever, though. I think that would help you. Whoops. So if you click this lever, then your workers will stop prioritizing the extractor at all. So if I get a bunch of potions out of the portal, and let's say I have a bunch of workers, and this is on, and they're going here, and I'm like, no, don't go there. I just turn this off, and they all leave. Turn it back on, they all head back. Turn it off, and they all leave. So yeah, you can just toggle this. The perk does mention this, but people don't read that. It doesn't say it in this mode at all, actually. It only says it in this mode. Yeah, so this. No, click the lever on the side of the extractor to control this behavior. But yeah, most people just read this and they're like, oh, workers can operate it. They click that and then they never read it and they don't ever see the lever. I probably should make people turn on the lever so that they have to see it. Increase the amount of supplies you need for each character. So this would help too. This we can put as an idea in the specific perks section. Treasure room. Automatically put stuff in the guild for you. Hey Trinudo, welcome back. Yeah, wow. Last time you were in this stream was January 8th, 2018. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, well now we're working on Skeleseller, not Botland anymore. And no, Suyash, a bunch of people ran in that same case, so I need to make it clearer for sure. Automatically put supplies in the guild for you. Okay, so yeah, I want to make treasure chests cost plus 5G each time. Maybe start the first one slightly lower as a result. And maybe nerf rare keys a bit. The maximum chance should probably be 75%. So how would we do this? Maybe we do 5%, 20%, 35%, 50%, 65%. So it's going up by 15 each level. That wouldn't be bad, but I'm not sure if that's a good enough reason for you to get it. The difference between a key and a rare key is 2 minutes of time and more loot. So it's pretty significant. Honestly, I think the real problem is that keys need to cost more, but there's no real way to do that. But I think... I'm not sure, actually. Maybe make keys cost 5G more, 30G each time. The real problem is that keys should keep costing more and more, but we don't have a way for that to work. I noticed in your playthrough yesterday, you were spending a lot of time clicking on each item from chest. Yeah, and a lot of this balance, like these other systems, like the farm, the fishing pond, they were balanced for the regular mode and they worked pretty well. The treasure room, we just never even balanced. I made all the perks cost next to nothing so that people could just test it out. So if you actually look at this perk board, it's like 5 gold, 5 gold, 5 gold, 50. At this point in the game, you've got like thousands. So making them cost 5 was just so that you could test it more easily. And as a result, I just never knew what the balance was supposed to be. And now that I'm playing, it's becoming apparent that for challenge mode, the balance is just totally out of whack. Maybe we should just make the chest drop fewer items at first too. That's another thing we could do. We could make it so that instead of starting with 4 keys applied, we start with 3 keys. So 4 keys means that the most you can get is 2 times 2 times 3, which is 12. But with 3 keys, the most you can get is 8 items. 8 items at most, right? 2 times 2 times 2. Which is going to be nerfing this by quite a lot. We could also change the rewards you're getting from this. I think granting 10 health at a time is maybe too much. I don't want to nerf everything into oblivion, though, and then realize, oh, no, this is pointless. So plus 5 gold every time, lower the rarity of keys, make the keys cost more, maybe make the chest drop less loot each time. 1 key, 1 fewer key innately, and maybe make supplies give half as much health. And yeah, then the next thing would be increasing the amount that they need per adventurer. So right now, level 1 takes 1, level 2 takes 2, and so on and so forth until level 5 onward always takes 5. So that means that level 75 also just takes 5. Now, granted, yes, I happen to get to like level 75 that time, but we're that's not going to be possible in the future because the cost is going to increase too much. And this sequence of, what is it, 20 plus 5 times X. Here's what that graph looks like. So that after you've gotten 6 of these things, it's of course 50 gold. Is there a way to have a table printout for this? Data. Table of this for X from 5 to 50. Does this work? Hey, nice. Except for it didn't enumerate the indices. Yeah, anyway, so at level 5, once you've gotten 5 treasure chests, the next one costs 45. And once you've gotten 10, it would be, what, 70? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you should only go by like 3 gold every time. Because you are paying that cost over and over and over. I don't know. Or even plus 3 gold. Making keys cost more. I wrote that I think the real problem is keys. I think getting treasure chests and not being able to open them is fine. The problem with getting keys is that as you get more powerful, the keys are essentially cost you less money. Because the way that this works is the weapon grinder has a like cost per key, and it's 25 gold. So that means that if you get daggers that are worth, let's say, 6 gold, then you put basically 4 daggers in and you get a key out of it. But toward the end of the game, you get the fire swords and they're worth, what did I make them? Like 36 gold. So it's like one sword is worth 1.5 keys. So beating an instance toward the end of the game, you just spew keys out. And that becomes a problem. And we can't make it be how many items do you put in, because then you can get the cheapo items. You can get like just a bow, which is worth 3 gold. And if we said, oh, just any 5 items you put in does it, then it's going to be like, well, that's only 15 gold worth of stuff. So it's actually better than what it is now. And you'll just farm the low level areas. Although something interesting about that, at least, is that it would make you go to low level areas. So you'd be getting a bunch of like sucky loot in order to grind up weapons. But I don't think that's fun. Yeah, I don't think that's fun. There's another way we could do this, which is that the weapon grinder is giving you some like key dust currency, and then you have to buy keys with it. So now there can be a layer of abstraction where you can make the keys cost more and more. Any particular reason why you chose C#? I've got a command for that there. It's not a super compelling answer, and I think GScript has gotten better over time. Okay, so the other thing we could do is just make keys cost more and more as the game goes on and not tell you. Oh, man. So, like, every key you get adds 0.5 gold to the cost of the next one. So at 0 keys, it costs you 25 gold. At 10 keys, it costs you 30 gold. So it's not a crazy increase. And at 20 keys, it would cost you 35. But this is completely hidden to the player, and I don't like that. Yeah, anyway, let's try this. We could just make keys cost more. Maybe plus 0.5 gold per key that you make, so that it goes up subtly. Hey, Banana, would that be fun though? And hey, Pretzel. Or should I say less SERP? Would that be fun? I mean, that's how the rest of the game works. So I think it's just something you understand as the cost. So if we look at the perks that we have right now. So first perk is 10 gold. I buy that, I pick something. Next perk is now 15. I buy that, I pick something. Now it's 20. This cost does just keep increasing, and I think that's okay. This is pretty much how like almost every RPG works with experience points. It's like getting to level 2 takes you, 10 kills, and then getting to level 3 takes you 15 kills, and then so on and so forth, to the point where getting to level 99 in a game might take you like 50,000 kills or something ludicrous, just because, oh, well, that's the max level. So that increasing cost is something we already need to use. We'd just be using it in one more spot. And you wouldn't feel it too much because you'd be getting better items. So in your mind, it might feel like, oh, it took me 5 items to get a key at the beginning of the game, and at the end of the game, it takes me 5 items to get a key. But actually, they're 5 like stronger items now that are just giving you 1 key. So yeah, I'm not sure, but I do think some of these things could be done. Yeah. All right. Well, I've been online for 2.5 hours. I think I'm gonna do some coding off stream. This is done. That 2% only had an 8 keys. Yeah, that I gotta figure out. Maybe it's counting something that I used to give out innately. You just buy everything and it not really impact you. Um, yeah. I mean, in challenge mode specifically, I think that's a problem. In the regular game, I don't think it's as much of a problem. Streamers had enough of us. Well, I just try to stream in the mornings to get my days started. I guess I could do some of this stuff on stream. Yeah, okay, fine. Let's go for another hour, I guess. But I got to take a break. Is it jump time? It's jump time. I hope that doesn't trigger twice. I don't think it will. Anyway, yeah, feel free to join. I will be back in a little bit. All right, if no one wants to play, I'll come back early. Hey, Clonk, close the game. All right, let's get to it. So I'm going to make some of these changes. Maybe they'll be a little bit heavy-handed. So we have the treasure room. Oh, that didn't work. Wait, easy victory. Well, it didn't count because I ended the game. But I guess you have it in spirit. Treasure chest display. We have the cost right there. This buy cost is constant. We need it to be based on how many you've gotten in the past. And this thing can't know that, I guess. Where does this show? Hang on one sec. Abby. She sometimes meows in the hallway. I open the door and she doesn't necessarily come in. Abby? Abby? Huh. I don't think she's gonna come in. I think she's just like, where are you, human? Auto purchasing enabled. We show this in here. Subtract the money that you would have had. Does this know what the treasure room is that made it? No. Oh, wait, it does. Okay. So this could keep track of how many treasure chests you've purchased, which we would need to then save. Save how many treasure chests you purchased so that we can restore the proper cost in challenge mode. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I mean, I don't think I like this. I think the cost should be told to this thing by the treasure room rather than this thing querying the treasure room. Same thing with this, like is auto purchasing enabled? The display should know this without having to fetch it because this couples it to the parent. But I don't really care about that for right now. So yeah, let's not worry about that. All right, so public int num chess purchased. Get private set. All right, so where do you buy a chest? Where you do modify money in here, which is this. And then we never tell anyone about it. Wait, do we seriously never tell anybody about it? Nope. We don't. Okay, so then we need an event. Purchased chest. We don't need anything to be in this event. And now where we had that modify money call, let's do purchased chest dot invoke, which the treasure room and the display already has some like listener for it somewhere. Where is the listener? Here it is. All right, so purchased. We don't have this. We just do this plus plus, which should then technically tell all of the displays what the cost would be. Yeah, you know what? That is better. Maybe we do that. So then this doesn't need to be public. This could just be private. And we could rename it to lowercase like that. Get rid of this. Put this up at the top because now it's private. And then the treasure chest display will have some function here that is set num chest purchased. Which is going to change the buy cost. So the buy cost should probably be computed then. And whenever we initialize a new treasure chest display, we need to know what this thing would have been. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. So this would be update buy cost, I guess. Update buy cost. Int num just purchased. Yep, call that. Okay, time to do this. So I guess, first of all, why is this capitalized? Because it's a property, because we fetch it. So we shouldn't do that anymore. So we should do this in init, update the buy cost based on the number of chests purchased. So buy cost equals, so if we're in challenge mode, it's the buy cost in challenge mode plus the number of chests purchased times some number, I don't know what, we'll set it to 3, and I'll just put constant testeroni equals 3. We'll name whatever this is later. Otherwise, the buy cost later, we do this. This is fine, except that this is purely a property. So we need to change this to that. And then lowercase it. Whoops. And then move it. Yeah. So something like that. All right, now anywhere that's being used, let's go make sure that it's correct. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Well, it looks like everything's already good. So let's move this testeroni up here. Private const int, and we'll say like chest cost increase. Cost increase per chest. Yeah, that's probably better. And that's only in challenge mode. All right, now we just test it out. So we got to start with the treasure room. And if I did this correctly, it should be 25 gold, then 28, and 31, then 34. So the price will just slowly go up. We start with it? No, we don't start with it because I'm not in pirate mode. Pirate mode. Okay, so now we start with it. First one should be 25, and all of these should say 25. So if I buy one, then it goes up to 28. It did not. But that's because I never called update buy cost. Because I did a stupid thing. Alright, so how about we just do purchase chest here. Delete all that. Put this down here. Private void purchased. Okay, then we need to do this for all of the treasure chest displays we have. Displayed on update buy cost. Okay, that'll do it. That'll do it. Now we go to the title screen, and instead of farming mode, we set this to pirate mode. And that way I don't need to go back to the title screen. Does it work? 25, 28. Nice. If I get enough money, it lets me do that. 31, 34. So where else was money used in this? Because this looks like it's working just fine. It's used in... Oh. That's got to be done here. Okay. Yeah. Alright, yeah, where else though? Can the dialogue even be... No, the dialogue can't exist. Unless you have auto purchase, which I don't have. But let's go make auto purchase and test that out. Alright, how do we do that? Town challenge mode. So in pirate mode, we give you auto purchase. Auto purchase. Okay. So now as long as you have enough money, it'll buy the chest. So I start with 50 gold, so it should buy one chest. No, I have to turn it on. Change auto purchase. Turn on. Right now it'll buy one chest. And then if I were to get some more money, so I'm at 28, which we have no easy way of getting other than waiting for a customer. So let's grant a bunch of items. And that way customers hopefully want something there. Now speed that up a bit. Whoops, that's not the speed up button. All right, as soon as they buy one, it should make a treasure chest. They have not gone to get any items yet. There they go. Nice, they bought a treasure chest. And now it won't buy the next one until we have... Let's put some expensive items in there. It won't buy the next one until we have 31 gold. And what does that take? So 2 of those sales? Oh no, they tip. So when they get the next one, it should subtract 31 gold. Yeah, nice. Now it'll take 34 gold. Nice. All right. Yeah, it looks like that's working. Now, what if we open one of these? Or all of them, even. And I just give myself some money. Yeah. So this will just keep costing more and more. All right, what is the cost up to? Turn off. Oh, did that button not work? Uh-oh. Okay, it does work. It just doesn't close the dialogue. I gotta write that down. Auto purchase from the treasure. Spirit works, but doesn't close the dialogue. That's bizarre. But okay, so that's good. We raised the price by a bit. So now the question is +3 gold versus +5 gold. So the progression would look like this. Or it looked like this. I don't know. Let's just start with this. We're nerfing a bunch of other things too. So it's not like we're just nerfing one thing. If we were just nerfing one thing, then yeah, maybe we would just... We need to raise this. Let's do that. Let's do that. Hello? What is going on? There we go. Alright, buy cost. Cost increase per chest. Yep, yep. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Yep. Okay, nice. Alright, so what am I typing here? Increase purchase price of chest for each bot. The treasure room is super overpowered, so I have to nerf a bunch of things. Alright, so that's nerf number 1. Nerf number 2 is changing rare keys. So that... how do we do this? We go into faster hunger. Let me just copy what that did. Yep. All right, so chances regular mode and chances challenge mode. So regular mode can be the same that it currently is. I don't care. But then this is going to change to 5%, then 20%, all the way up to 65%. So not nearly as high a thing. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. We need hunger bonus list. This should be renamed eventually, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. Chances. We need that imported and that imported. We now rename this to chances list, I guess. And then use that here and here. And that's it. Should just work. Let's go try it. So we don't grant rare keys, so I do need to look through the perks until we find it, which is rather unfortunate. Oh, I got special keys level 1. Yeah, there it is. Nice. That was pure luck. All right, so the weapon grinder will produce special keys more frequently. Note, special keys are all keys other than iron key. They can change the loot in chests or open chests immediately. Yeah. All right, so let's... Wait, why do we have level 1? Oh, yeah, because there's a granted over here. I was like, that's not part of the specialization. Yeah, that's fine. Now let's go to regular mode and unlock this and get all of the perks for that. And now the only keys that should come out of here are going to be special keys. Yeah, but that's technically not proof enough. So let's go try to prove this by doing this. Okay, they all only have special keys. And there, we generated 12 now. So I think 12 is enough proof that we have this at 100%. Yep, there are no iron keys still. And now we've generated like 17 or 18. Okay, so nerf key rarity for challenge mode. The chances start at 5% and grow by 15% per level, rather than starting at 20% and growing by 20% per level. Oh wait, why did I do the max level thing? It's the same for both of these. I think that's fine. Okay, done with that. All right, make keys cost 30 gold. This one I'm going to hold off on for now. holding off on this for now. We can potentially increase the cost of keys for each key made. Maybe 0.5 gold per key. But let's see if these other changes are sufficient first. All right, make the chest drop less loot each time. Okay, this is potentially a big change because we're currently giving you 4 keys effects for free. And I'm suggesting that we go down to 3 for free. And the way this works is there are 3 multipliers, x times y times z. These are purely numbers, but z is item types. So as an example, you might have gotten all 3 put into x, in which case you have 3 times 1 times 1, which is the smallest number of items you can have, so 3 items total. The best you can have is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8 items total, but that's 2 different item types. So a single item, the best you can have is 2 times 3 times 1, which is 6 items of one type. One times 1 equals 1. Yes, but you can't. You start with 3 of the effects, and well, sorry, I should have made it clear. Your baseline is 1 times 1 times 1. So now you have to add 3 spread across these different multipliers. So there are only so many combinations, right? Like 3 times 1 times 1, or 1 times 2 times 2, or so on and so forth. There aren't very many combinations, and it doesn't really matter. The important part is what's the smallest number you can get, what's the largest number of any kind of item you can get, and what's the largest number of one kind of item you can get. So when you only have 3 keys, these are those stats. And when you have 4 keys, it's 4 items minimum, 12 items maximum, and what? 3 times 3 times 1, yeah. 9 items of one type as the maximum. So we are decreasing this by a good amount. And I'm not sure it's a good thing. I wonder if these should even be randomized. Like, what's the point of randomizing them? Why don't we just always start a treasure chest with some number of items? I guess it was supposed to make rare keys more interesting, but you don't really have time to look at rare keys. All right, let's hold off on this one too for now. Well, I don't know. The other problem with giving you more loot is that it's more stuff for you to manage, which is kind of frustrating. I would have to do a run with the treasure room if I'm going to do this. So where is the innate keys thing? Innate keys. I think it's in the display. Wait, what? Where did I put this? I don't know where this even is. Where is this code? Here. I didn't find this though. Huh, weird. Okay, num keys to apply is 4. We just set this to 3. Oh man, I just don't know. It just doesn't sound like it's very impactful. But alright, and then make supplies give less health. So this is in what? Stat computations? Reflect stat bonuses. The cumulative thing. Where do we multiply by 10? Life from guild supplies. Where do we set this? Oh. There it is. Yeah, so to cut these down, we could just say, we could just divide them all by 10. Or 5. Or 2. I got there. Alright, so divide by 2. So these are the new numbers. So you get 5 life per level and 1 power per level. But it used to be 10. I think the health bonus was too much. Alternatively, what we could have done here is we could have buffed battle perks. I just made everything overpowered. But I don't think it's a good idea. How do we know if this is good or not? Playtesting. It's all just based on feel. I recognize the song. Yeah, this is the one I just added the other day. Alright. Let's try this. Nerf treasure room further. Cut the health bonus in half from supplies. 10 per level to 5. And apply 3 keys to new chests rather than 4. Regarding that second change, where are the stats I wrote out? Yeah, they're there. You used to be able to get 4 to 12 items from a chest. 9, at most 9 of one type. Now you get 3 to 8 items, at most 6 of one type. Okay, well, all that stuff's been done. Next up, turning off auto purchase works but doesn't close the dialogue. I still don't know how that's possible. Whoops. Do I still have this running? No, I don't have... Well, I guess I could just turn it on, right? Auto purchasing. Alright, so I click this, I click turn on. Oh, it doesn't work from there either. What? Turn auto purchasing? Set dialogue. Option press is there. Transition into standby. Leave just sets dialogue to null. It doesn't close the dialogue. How should we close the dialogue? Because I don't know how that's supposed to work. Yeah, I don't know how that's supposed to work. I guess we could just search for on dialogue option pressed. Maybe I do this somewhere else. Yeah, there aren't that many locations. So is there anywhere in a states thing that I do this? Hire adventurer? How do you work? Oh, we just dismissed the dialogue. That's super easy. I don't know why I didn't do that. Dialogue.dismiss. Yeah. Very easy. Alright, so now we gotta test that in regular mode. So they shouldn't even have the option right now. Yeah, they have go on and dismiss. But if we buy auto purchasing, now they get the option, and clicking this dismisses it. No. Why not? Is this null? It is null. What? Because we transitioned to standby already? We're still in this state. Huh. Let's enter this again. So we set the dialogue here. Then I click the button. The dialogue is null. What? What nulled this out? The only thing that can null it out is that, right? Unless it was null to begin with? No, that's not possible. Because we have this here. Okay, I don't follow. So we set the dialogue. It is currently set. Does something null it out? Yes, we're leaving the state immediately. Why? Where did we transition state? Was dismissed. Oh my god, we transitioned the old. Oh god. Alright, yeah. I understand. Their greeting is being dismissed. So it's setting them back into standby mode. Oh, that's not good. Problem is that we click change auto purchasing, which dismisses the first dialogue in the chain, which sets them back to standby mode, even though the new dialogue is showing. How do we fix that? We have to differentiate between dismiss being pressed and the next button being pressed. Oh, maybe... No. Okay, yes. If you press one of these buttons, I think we just set the dialogue to null. And we don't handle dismissing it. No, we need to dismiss it. Yeah. It's the same thing we just did in the other thing. Yeah, that should fix it. Sorry. The old why did I do this? Well, this one made sense why I did it, at least, because I didn't realize that this was a problem. But now we need to figure out how to fix it. And I think we did. Okay, so we click this, we click dismiss. Yep, everything works fine. We click that. We set the dialogue. Oh, we're leaving the state again. Why though? Oh, because we're calling dismiss, which triggers this on dialogue dismiss. Okay, there's a different way I was supposed to do this. And I don't remember how. Yeah. Change auto person greeting ponder build guild. Oh, I forgot how this is supposed to work though. Signpost dialoger. Press dialogue option. So we don't have a dismiss dialogue thing here? We do. It just sets things to null. It doesn't need to change states. Oh man. I'm not sure how to fix this. And I'm nearly positive I have done this before. We could remove this handler. Yeah, we could remove the handler. It's just weird. All right, let's try it, I guess. So right before we do this, this isn't going to work. We need to just check here if that, well, the dialogue can't be null here. What am I even doing? You just do that. Make sure we don't transition states by clicking a button. When we dismiss dialogue, yeah. Which I guess means that the other change I made should probably have the same code there. Almost certainly. Let's check that out before I do anything stupid. Well, actually, this one would be fine because dismissing it will cause it to go into standby. Yeah. Which maybe is a side effect you wouldn't expect. All right. Let's see. So dismissing works. Yep. Change auto purchasing might work. No, we're still leaving the state. What in the world? How is this being triggered? I don't get it. We should have deleted the listener for that. Unless this is being called from a place I'm not expecting. It is, I guess. Call hide dialogue on the past one? I don't understand that. Maybe because the transitioning is what did it. As soon as we go in to change auto purchasing, it probably pops up a new dialogue, right? Yeah, it does. Okay. Let me put this up here. I'm gonna get this. We gotta figure this out. Whoops. Turn on the music before I go nuts. Did we do it? I don't know. No, we just null this out immediately. What happened? What happened indeed? So we leave the change auto purchasing state. But what made us leave the state? There's probably some... Oh, I think I know what's going on. I think it's because dismiss fades out the dialogue. So then once it's done fading out, we trigger a callback, probably. Yeah, this doesn't let us set a new dialogue because the other one's fading out, I guess, right? Yeah, can add new dialogue must be false. Let's put a breakpoint there. Like I said, once, that's true. Then we call this, and I'm guessing that's false. Yep. Oh, nice. Yeah, and once the tween is finished, we allow you to add dialogues again. Oh boy, how do we do this? Oh, there's was replaced right there. Oh, maybe we can just look at that. That might make things a lot easier. Yeah, whoops. All right, so don't do any of this. This will dismiss this dialogue no matter what, so none of this code is needed. On dismissed, in this case, if it was replaced, we don't worry about transitioning. So how do I phrase that the other way around? If it wasn't replaced, yeah. So if you explicitly clicked dismiss and go back to standby, and then why is this here? Just to make it clear that you're going into this thing. Yeah, I guess so. You know, one of the things I realized, I got these new speakers, and the only real way for them to work is to use the audio interface I already had, which is the audio interface I was using whenever I'd plug a piano into my computer, which now, if I wanted to do a music stream, I guess I just wouldn't use my speakers, which I never used to begin with. So maybe there's no problem there. Kept thinking in the back of my head, like, I'm going to have to buy another audio interface, which I might want to do anyway, just for quality reasons. All right, so buy this. I don't care about this. And then buy this. So we can dismiss just fine. We can change auto purchasing, hopefully just fine now. Maybe later. Set that to null. Goes back to the right state. Let's turn off all the breakpoints so I can just test this and see if it's working. Now I turn that on. And now I turn it off. Yeah, it looks like it's good. So it's off right now. I have 150 gold. If I turn it back on, it should buy one chest. Yep. Now if I get more gold, I'll buy the second one. And now if I turn this off and then get more gold, it will not buy any other ones. Okay, yeah, cool. We fixed it. Fix treasure spirit dialogue. It wasn't closing the dialogue when you would toggle auto purchasing, because the greeting state would realize that its dialogue was dismissed, which would transition states and stop us from handling the new dialogue correctly. Fix was simply to check if we force closed the dialogue or if the user actually pressed dismiss. Yeah, easy peasy. Okay. Let's finish this cleanup thing. Then there's one last thing I think I want to do. So where do we define these? Is it still in two different locations? Yes. Keys in regular mode. Okay, so then somewhere, and I don't know where, we need to define like non-skeleton rare keys. And maybe we do that in the treasure room. Yeah, that would probably be reasonable. Or treasure chest. Oh, yeah, it doesn't really matter where. I'm just going to put it here. So public, static, read-only. These are non-skeleton rare keys. Done. Easy. Except for that's not supposed to go there, is it? Who knows? Who knows? Because this is not telling me anything. So the potential keys are going to be treasure room dot those. And then same thing with this. Keys in regular mode equals that. Yeah. What's the problem now? Cannot implicitly convert item ID to a list of item IDs. Isn't there like a to list that we can use? Yeah, there is. Except for we could have done it this way. Okay. Everything should still work exactly the same. The way we would test this out is by looking at the tooltip in regular mode and the treasure chest in challenge mode. So let's go to the treasure chest in challenge mode. It should just have some keys applied to it. So as long as we buy a chest. Yep. And I can't afford another chest, but now we can. Yep. Okay, cool. And then we look at the tooltip in regular mode of something, but I'm not totally sure what. Innate keys. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Refactor rare key item IDs to one spot. Yeah, it's a very simple change. Okay, so we're done with that. We're done with that. We can finally mark this whole thing finished and archive it all. So the last thing that I might want to do for today. There we go. Last thing I might want to do is add the new treasure spirit. Add new treasure spirit, graphic, and portrait. Oops. All right, so I copy this. I got to download these things. I think these new graphics are looking pretty good. I will show you in just a sec. So save this. How do we save this? Oh, why is it so tedious? Okay, here's one. I know that's too tiny to see. And then here's the new portrait, which will also be too tiny to see probably. Actually, that's not too bad. All right, so save this. Portraits, sounds good. Save this. Done. All right, so in the game right now, we have just taken Fiona the farmer and called her the treasure spirit. So this is what this used to look like. Let's take a picture of that and put this over here. And now we're going to go modify this. So how are we going to do that? Characters? I think we put all the NPCs into one place. Yeah, here. This is all of them, right? And they all have 3 frames of animation. So we just add the new one in here. What's the size of this? Canvas size. 48 by 120, and we have what, 6 characters, so it's 20 pixels tall. Is that the same as what we just downloaded? Downloads, chest spirit, get info, 20 pixels. Yeah, nice. And 60 across? 60 across is too much. This is 48. Okay, so then we need something special just for the treasure spirit. That's fine, I think. I'm not actually sure. But yeah, let's plug that in over here. So characters, I'm going to call them the treasure spirit. And now we're going to go plug them in. Treasure spirit. Animated sprite. This has a bunch of animations here. I guess let's just add a new one for treasure spirit. And then add in the 3 frames of animation there. Assets, characters, treasure. All right, size is 20 by 20. Is that right? Yeah, it looks right. Blink. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, God, I messed up. How do we undo this? There. Oh my God, why is it so hard? What is going on? I don't know why that was so difficult. All right, so is that how everybody looks? They close their eyes and then like partially open them, close, partially open. Yeah. So then we picked a frame duration of 49.7 over here. So we just randomly pick a number, 48.2. Sounds good. And that is their blinking cadence. Have we ever used 48.2 before? Nope. All right, so let me just click treasure spirit and I think we're done with that. So that's the new graphic. We do not have the new portrait graphic in yet, though. But I'll do that next. I just want to see if this looks good. Can we get the treasure room? Nice. Ooh, look at them go. All right, now let's watch them blink. Stare directly into their eyes and see if this is working. Nice. They blink. And they'll do that every... I don't even know how long. Yeah, neat. That's so cool. Okay, now let's add in the new portraits. This one should be pretty simple because I think we just copy paste over this. What did the old one look like? Presumably the same thing, but without the new graphic. Wait, no, there are 2 new graphics. What is that other graphic? You there. Who are you? Make sure I had siege tanks. Can't have an RTS without siege tanks. I wonder what my favorite StarCraft unit was. I think I really like the idea of Dark Templars. Who are you? I know which character this correlates to, but I don't know what they are in the game. And we use them for something. Like I even have a customer graphic somewhere. While generic NPCs are using this sprite, don't let customers also look like this. I don't know if we have generic NPCs though. Green hair cloak. What uses you? Huh, I don't even know how to find that. I guess we have it right in here, right? Generic NPC, but who's using generic NPC? Nobody. Okay, well, whatever. I guess we have another NPC we can use now. Let's paste this in here, replace, and click that. And then change both of these things now. So we got to figure out how this is supposed to work. The width and height are set to 64. So I guess we can just do the same thing. 64, 64. And then find out where this is positioned. So it's down 1, 2, 3. So it should be 192 and 0. And then we change this to portraits. And then we need to change the treasure spirit to be 64, 64. This is portraits. And where are you located? 1 over. Yeah. So 192.64. And I think that's what we needed to do. Okay, so we build the treasure room. There. That is not correct. We got the Fisher person. How did that happen? Oh, whoops. Wrong Y coordinate. Wrong. I swapped them. There's something else I wanted to do too, which is make the town menu better. Yeah, I got to go through my friend's feedback. He played yesterday for the first time in challenge mode. Came pretty close to winning too. Oh yeah, look at that. Now you did wrong icons on both. Did I mess something up? This looks correct. Yeah. And the Fisher should have the right thing. Fishing pond. Yeah, they're correct. I think they should all be correct. Yeah, so far they look good. And I don't have the garbage slime. And I don't have the enchanter's den. Man. Porches look so good. Oh, I know. I love them. I think they're great. I also really like the Guildmaster, even though you're probably not going to see the Guildmaster too frequently. Look at that face. Yeah, look really good. Thanks. Yeah, this artwork that I'm adding in is from Quickie Joe. So we have the treasure spirit now and the treasure spirit portrait. I do think they're looking nice. I do not make art. No, I'm very, very bad at art. I make the music for the game though. Okay, so we added in the treasure spirit. We changed this to add in 3 more textures. That's good. Yeah, none of this is controversial. Okay. Add treasure spirit graphics. There's a new town sprite and a new portrait. The wheel. All right, so we're done with that. And that means that this can be deleted. No, wait, there's still another graphic I didn't add. What was it? There was a third thing in here. Oh, the weapon grinder. Yeah, I'll save that as grinder.png. There we go. Okay, so add weapon grinder graphic from Quickie Joe. We need to use the light from the old light and lever from the old machine. We're not going to do that for a little while though. Okay, so is it worth pushing a new build now? What have we done? If I click this, we'll find out what we did. All right, allow for differing ability max level values. So let's see. Garbage slime hunger buffed. Buffed infernal loot. Add pirate spec. And nerf treasure room. And add treasure spirit graphics. Yeah. Is it worth pushing this right now? It doesn't take very long. Yeah, let's just do it. Yeah, let's do it. All right, so I'll write a make a new branch for future changes. Improve challenge mode 3. Now there's some inspired naming. Okay, so in order to do this, we need to merge this branch. Improve challenge mode further. Just paste all these things in. but with bullet points. I should probably use the same. Yeah. Create. All right, looks good. Squash and merge. Is that newer ring? No, this is just a silicone ring. I bought a 6-pack a while ago. And there was a really nice blue ring that I had on, and it lasted for about 1.5 years. And this red ring I've almost been wearing for that long. Because they're silicone, you just sort of lose material every once in a while, and then they become too weak, I guess, and they just tear apart. So we're coming up on that. And I want to get a purple one, but I don't know where to find one of those. What was I going to look at? Oh yeah, this. So if I look at like, I think in the keyboard video I made, whoa, what is going on here? I think we just sort by popular. It's the first thing, yeah. All right, so mute this. And yeah, you can see it on my hand right there, the blue one that I had, which I really liked. Presumably I'll have a better view at some point. Apparently not. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I liked that one. The red one was my second favorite. The other ones are all boring colors. It's like olive, gray, black, and something else. Navy blue. All right, so we've merged this. Let's go into main. And now let's release. So hit the play button. All right. Yeah, this process, why did it not start? What's going on? Oh, there it goes. Playtest news. Okay, what do I want to release? The playtest version 092. All right, let's go write us some patch notes. Okay, 092 playtest launched on... I should really have a thing that just makes this work for me. Launched on today. So major changes. Buffed the garbage slimes faster hunger. Is that even what it's called? Hunger bonus. It's called hunger bonus? No, it's not. It's called increased appetite. Increased appetite ability. Hang on 1 second. Hey, Mr. Evil Rex. It's going pretty well. Just about to launch another minor version upgrade here. It used to give... for challenge mode, it used to give 0%, 40%, 80%, 120% increased hunger. And now it gives, was it 50, 100, 150, 200? Whoops. This should make the garbage slime better for, yeah, let's upload to Steam. Should make the garbage slime better without even needing to level this up. And should make the garbage enjoyer specialization even better since it starts at plus 100% now instead of plus 40%. Mind answering a game question? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Happy to do it. So buffed loot from the Inferno. It's worth a good chunk more. Maybe 33% or so. Added the pirate specialization. I should probably run this thing, huh? I just want to make sure it works. Yeah, pirate specialization, 092 playtest. Can we start a run? Yep. Is working. Buy a treasure chest. Yep. Nice treasure spirit. Love it. Yeah, nice. Okay, that's all. I don't need to test too much more. If there's a bug here, 5 people will see it. And that's it. So I'll just fix it. Out of the pirate specialization, it starts you with the treasure room and some perks for it. Nerfed the treasure room. So there are actually many parts of this that I did. Let's delete all of that. And then change this back to playing the game. Oh, wait, I gotta, wait, no, don't do that. Oh my God. It says right there, don't show that on stream. And I was about to just load that up directly on stream. How do I copy this? There we go. All right, so this is 0.9.2, set build live. Live, okay, I gotta do the rest on my phone. Done. All right, so it's on Steam now. Now I just gotta publish the change over here. All right, so we nerfed a bunch of stuff. Where are the nerfs? Increased purchase price. So the cost of each chest rises by 3 gold. Cost of the next chest rises by 3 gold for each purchase, for each chest you already purchased. That's one. The next is key rarity, which is probably not even called key rarity. Yeah, special keys. The special keys perk. How much time do you spend in Godot or the IDE not coding? Because I've found that trying to hook up animations, UI, all the non-coding aspects, really off-putting the learning. Every time I watch a guide to learn, I just get super disinterested. How much time did I spend not coding? I do more through scripts than I think most people in Godot do. So if there's an animation, yeah, I'll use the UI, although I think it's pretty good for that. But generally setting up scenes, a lot of times I set up a skeleton over here and then I do the rest through code. That's not always true. But yeah, I'd say it's like maybe 5% of the time I'm actually in Godot. It seems pretty rare. Special keys perk now grants a 5%, 20%, 35%, 50%, 65% chance of a rare key instead of 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, 100%. All right, what else did we do? There were 2 changes in this one. Guild supplies now grant 5 health instead of 10. And treasure chests start with 3 random key effects applied rather than 4. This will lower the number of items that you get overall. Yeah, so those are major changes. Minor changes, added treasure spirit graphics. Focus on still just play challenge mode. Let me know if you find it fun. Yeah, let's shorten that as much as possible. Okay, so how's this look? Buff the garbage slimes, increased appetite ability for challenge mode. Used to give this much, now it gives this much. Yep. Buff the loot from the Inferno. It's worth a good chunk more. So if you manage to make it to the Inferno, it should be worth your while, even though the battles take longer. Added pirate specialization, nerfed the treasure room. Okay. Yeah, let's paste that in. And then just get this to properly select tester. All right, then let's welcome in our new folks over here. Click, click. And what's in general? Hi. Nope, that's not the wave. Wave. Hi. I see I have a DM from them, so I'm assuming they want to join the playtest. If anyone else wants to join the playtest, by the way, feel free to. There's a document there explaining how. The only thing I ask is that if you want to try the playtest version, first of all, the reason why you might want to try it is because of challenge mode. Maybe this looks interesting to you and you want to test it out. But I would say play the demo first, and ideally just the version that you find on Steam. So this version, the playtest technically includes the demo, but it's got changes to balance that I don't think are good. So yeah, I think just playing the demo would be best. Okay, so I pushed a new build. We have not filled out the journal. Let's go do that. Streamed in the morning. Worked on nerfing the treasure room and allowing for challenge mode to define special or like custom ability parameters more easily. Is making a shooter RPG guide still relevant, or is there a more up-to-date version? Purely asking from a scripting, so I don't have to deal with Godot UI stance. It was done on Godot 3. I have not produced a new version of it, but I think some of the things I talk about are certainly still relevant. And I would say if you are new to Godot or new-ish to Godot, maybe just try watching the first video and see if it resonates with you. It is free now. So making a shooter RPG, Adam. Yeah, this one. So this first video is 30 minutes long. Like I said, the whole playlist is now free. Yeah, give it a shot. If it seems like it's relevant, if it seems like it's helping you, continue on to the other ones. The code is available. The game is available. Wait, is the code available? It's probably available. Anyway, I don't know where it is. Maybe it's in here somewhere. Yeah, it's probably there somewhere. I don't know. If you need it, let me know. All right, I gotta file these notes. File these notes. Maybe spend some time improving the build menu. Actually, no, that's what I want to do tomorrow. Improve the town menu to make it easier for challenge mode. I want buttons for everything, and I want them to show the right costs at the right times. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we got a new version online. My phase 1 notes kind of spiraled out of control, but they're doing pretty well. I think one of the next things we're going to focus on, and maybe we do that tomorrow, is add the early bird perks for building stuff and focus on the fishing pond. Maybe make a specialization for it. Maybe we lower the life of fish. Maybe we lower the cost to get a fish. Maybe we just start your pond with lots of fish. I don't know. Do you have enough people downloading and testing? If not, I'm happy to help. But if you have enough, then I want to save my first gameplay for the full release. I think there are enough. Let me put it this way. The demo, we got plenty of feedback. And I think things are going pretty well there. Challenge mode, we still need as much as possible. But more people are signing up every day. So like yesterday was +3. Today is probably +2. Ideally, we're just accumulating people who are still playing old versions, but that really kind of hasn't been the case. A lot of people who signed up like 2 months ago just don't really play the game, which, okay, that's fine. Like, so yeah, we probably need some healthy incoming numbers for this. But yeah, it's totally fine to just wait until the final version's out. What's challenge mode? Okay, so let me show you this. So the way the main mode works is it's what you probably saw me developing pretty much the whole time for the last like year and a half, except for the last 2 weeks. So this was the mode where when you see something, you can just buy that thing. So if I'm like, oh man, I need the warehouse, just click it and buy it, and you have the warehouse. And if I want perks for something, like let's say I have the garbage slime. If I want perks for this thing, I just click it and buy the perks that I want. So in this mode, you are figuring out how the game works. You're building up your town. You're eventually going to beat the final boss. There's kind of a little bit of a storyline. Challenge mode is like a roguelike version of what you just saw. So first you're going to pick a specialization. Maybe I start with a farm. And instead of buying the things you want directly, so like normally we would click this perks board and we'd be able to clear some rocks or we'd be able to fill the well. Now you click buy perk and you are offered just 3 random perks. So we actually didn't get any farming perks here. So maybe we pick max customers and we have more customers now. So it's like a roguelike mode for that. That is kind of interesting. Do we start with the well filled up? Yeah, we do. Okay. I was like, that doesn't look right, but it is right. And then, yeah, the same thing works for battle perks. So instead of choosing which adventurer to level up, you are only given certain options. And here we only have the warrior, but we were given 3 classes we don't have. So maybe this makes us go and hire a new adventurer, which actually none of those were offered to us. So we're just going to pick a perk for a character we don't have. And yeah, you have a time limit. You have a certain amount of gold you have to reach. So this mode has been pretty fun so far. Do I need to play the normal mode for my feedback on challenge mode to be valid? You kind of need to have played the normal mode for you to understand challenge mode. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard for you to know what's going on and have any chance of winning. Because 45 minutes is pretty tight to try to get 7,500 gold if you've never played before. And some of the people who have played are still kind of struggling to get a lot of gold. But like I said, don't worry about this. We've got enough people who have given feedback, and I think we'll get more and more for challenge mode. Now, we could also go in the opposite direction. If we get, let's say, 100 people playing in challenge mode, I won't be able to address individual points. It'll just lead to me prioritizing things a little bit differently, and hopefully understanding from a broader perspective, is the game mode fun? Because that is still the biggest thing we were trying to do with this, is just add a fun mode that is replayable. And it says it right here, this 3rd bullet point. The goal is to provide replayability. So if you feel like you want to keep playing, awesome. Then we accomplished our goal. Well, you'll be helping even just by playing the game at launch. So it's really like, do you want to help now or do you want to help later? Both of them are helpful. So it's up to you. I will leave it in your hands. Like I said, if you want to try challenge mode, I think play the demo first and like get a feel for the game and what's going on, because otherwise challenge mode is going to be pretty hard. And like I said, recognize this first bullet point too. This is definitely still a work in progress. So there are lots of little things that are not the most apparent or not the easiest. There is no build button here, for example. I want to fix that tomorrow. You have to click any other button and then click build. And it's just, that's not super nice, right? Like, we should fix that. Installing now. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, let me know what you think, and definitely do join the Skeleseller Discord. That's where everyone's been talking about this stuff. We have some secret channels down here for playtesting, which if you do join the playtest by DMing me, I will add you to that. This goes for anyone, by the way. Anyone who wants to join the playtest, feel free to let me know. But all right, that's it for today's stream. You got an extra more than an hour out of me. It's now lunchtime for me. I was planning on stopping, yeah, like an hour and a half ago, I think. And I went for this long, patting myself on the back. All right, let's raid Maya back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Tomorrow should be a full day of coding. Well, developing, maybe not necessarily coding, maybe some game design. So way to open that link in the desktop version. I'm a bit of a Discord noob. If you open it in the web and then click join, it should open the desktop version. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I will be back tomorrow. I hope you have a good rest of your day. See ya.